Hello, my name is Kafui Dey. My guest is Ben Brako, Ghanaian high life musician, cultural thinker, songwriter, and traditional leader. But before the conversation, let me ask you to start all over again. Keep it. Let's go again. Yes. All right.
Going 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello, my name is Kafui Dey. My guest is Ben Brako, Ghanaian high life musician, songwriter. Don't cut them or keep them.
Still rolling.
Let's go.
From the top. 3, 2, 1, action.
We'll drink water first. Go ahead.
Yeah, water break.
Yes, I'm ready, sir.
From the top. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello, my name is Kafui Dey. My guest is Ben Brako, Ghanaian high life musician, songwriter, cultural thinker, and traditional leader. A message from our sponsor. Queuing for your favorite wache, we can accept it. If there's one thing that Ghanaians can relate with, it's queuing. Queuing for trotro, we can accept it. We adjust, we survive. In fact, if queuing was an Olympic sport, we would win gold. But one thing we can't accept, it's queuing to swap your MTN SIM. Swap your MTN SIM yourself in minutes. Visit the My MTN app or dial *1333# to get this done ASAP. No more standing, no more sweating, no more who be the last person. Do it yourself. Simply swap it everywhere you go. Mr. Ben Brako,
Yes, sir.
we're recording this a day after your birthday. How does it feel to be in your mid-70s?
Well, I tell you what. Yesterday, I had one of the most beautiful days I've ever had in my life. Yeah, it was a magical day for me. I really enjoyed it thoroughly, and I think that's how people should be and live.
How did the day start off?
Well, I was waking up with eto and eggs and avocado.
For those who don't know what
Yes.
etor is, what is it made of?
Well, eto is made primarily with red palm oil, but you can use either plantain or yam. Okay, and you add a slight bit of kobe, some spices, onions, and stuff like that, and but you have to know how to make it.
Is it celebratory food?
No, it's special food that, it's supposed to be a blessing, for special occasions,
Okay.
especially birthdays.
Wonderful. So that's how your day started?
That's how my day started.
Okay.
Yes, freshly made a top just for me, and but I was treated like a prince and a king throughout the day, and culminated in a dinner. That was beautiful, but it's the treatment, it's the relationship, it's the ambience, feeling good about yourself. It's one of the most important things I think one should cultivate in their lives, And yesterday I had bucketfuls of it.
Congratulations.
Yes.
What does the passage of time mean for you?
I think it means growing up, maturing, and beginning to understand a lot about yourself and the life that you're leading. I think it's very important that as you grow older and older, you begin to realize some of the things some of your instincts that you've had, and you couldn't understand where they were coming from or why they were there. You begin to understand yourself, beginning to know why you do certain things. Explain yourself to yourself. Who are you?
It's like a whole exam, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's take it all the way back to the beginning.
Okay.
You grew up in the central region?
Partly.
Partly. Where were you born?
I was born in Accra,
Okay.
but I wasn't there. You know.
You're not aware of
Yeah,
Accra.
I was not aware of it.
So your consciousness, what was like your earliest memories? What some of your earliest memories?
One of my earliest memories, I should be ashamed to say this, but that I recall clearly is when my after sibling was born. And it didn't matter then. But one time, I caught her sucking on my mom's breast, and I was upset. I said, what? This girl is coming to take my...
Yeah, you'd been overthrown.
Yes. I was shocked that they told me off for trying to fight for the breast, which
Yeah.
I thought was my exclusive
Property.
property.
How old were you then?
I must have been not even 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
You knew what was yours?
Yeah. It was
Or
my...
you thought you knew what was yours?
Yes, yes. They treated it as if it was mine.
Yes.
But I learned that it wasn't mine.
No.
Only when it was convenient and appropriate for me. So...
And this was happening in Cape Coast?
This happened in Cape Coast.
What was growing up like with your siblings and your mom?
Oh, I think it was magical. You know, everybody has a different take, but you know, we used to just enjoy life in a way that I see a lot of people miss out. You see what I mean? We used to live in what they call bungalows, you know, and the outskirts of small towns, actually designed for the white people, you know, and have a big compound with greenery, with gardens, with vegetables, with fruits, with animals, you know, chicken, everything. And, you know, you could spend a whole day just roaming and, you know, you feel good to your heart's content, you know.
Your mom's name was Ruth?
Yes.
And siblings?
My siblings?
Yes.
Well, my mom had 8 of us.
Nice. In the order, where were you?
I was number 3. There were 8 of us. On my father's side, I think there were at least 21.
At least.
At least 21.
You know all of them? You knew all of them?
No, I didn't. I know most of them, but not all of them. And thing is, we didn't really grow up together.
Okay.
Only 1 or 2 that we got to know each other when we were young, and so have experiences together. But yeah, my father was a typical Akan man, you know, traditional in a lot of ways.
What did he do?
He was a Greek officer. You know, he trained as a surveyor, then he went into a Greek, I think through surveying, and then became an agronomist, you know. So he was running a lot of the cocoa business for the government in rural areas, you know. They started building farms and all that. So they had quite a big, sizable workforce.
Did you ever accompany him on some of his treks?
Yes, a few. We did that.
What do you remember from some of those?
Well, what I found very interesting at that point was that the government tried to get into cocoa farming, right? Now, the people who actually do cocoa farming, they don't like to be paid a wage. You see what I mean? So when they see the government is employing people, they go and register, and early in the morning they come and mark themselves in and go straight back to their farms, and then in the evening they come and mark themselves out and go home.
Why didn't they like the wage?
Because they felt it wasn't a fair wage. It was almost like a serf, you know, tilling the land for others, you know. I mean, they always owned their own farms, no matter whether it was 1 acre or 3 acres or whatever. So they knew the value of their efforts, and the wage didn't come anywhere near close. So they felt they were being robbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they valued their independence. And
Yes.
they knew the value of what they were doing.
Yeah, they knew the value of what they were doing, you know. And the reason why cocoa farming became so successful was because of the system called Ebusa.
How did it work?
You know Ebusa, right?
No.
You don't? Wow. Okay, Ebusa is a system, it's a traditional business model where labor, management, and ownership form a tripartite that share the profits. So everybody has a stake in it. So when they work, I mean, the owner can leave the management, the running of the farm to the manager, you know. They don't call the manager as such, but they run the affairs. And they can go away for years. They come, the money will be tight for them.
So it was built on trust as well.
A lot of trust because everybody got a fair share. You know, everybody got a fair share. I know a story of this very rich guy who had cocoa farms all over the place based on this Ebusa thing. And he took his children abroad to study and all that. So they were not familiar with how things were being run. Now when it passed and they came and based in Accra. You know, and one day there was a funeral that they were forced to go to in the village. And when they went, somebody came looking for the older child urgently. So he said, what is it? He said, oh, I have something that belongs to your father. He said, what is it? He went and brought all this money that for years he'd been accumulating.
Wow.
Yeah, the child was shocked. He said, what? I had no idea. You understand? So you see that there's a section. The follow-up on farming, for instance, was truncated. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
You know, a successful farmer or farm owner doesn't want his child to be in agriculture. Wants it to be a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, okay? But the amount of success they had in cocoa was phenomenal. It's just that they didn't have that lifestyle, that flamboyance of, you know, the Western, you know. And then the government didn't have the mentality to preserve, you know what I mean? Even in the educational system, you find that the emphasis is on highfalutin degrees, you know, professorship, doctorate, this and that, you know, and everybody respects that. But not the technical training. You see what I mean? And you find that in Ghana today, you find it hard to find a Ghanaian tiler who is good, who doesn't do rubbish job, mediocre job. And they're all from Togo or Ivory Coast. You see what I mean? So, I mean, we have a great imbalance, you know, in our educational system. Even the whole philosophy is wrong.
Yeah. And even the system of running the farms with the partnership between the ownership, management, and the labor, it's something worth emulating.
It is good business. It is lack of slavery in the business model or lack of exploitation. You know, human capital should not be considered like an input like sulfur. You see what I mean? Or cutlass, you know. So to just pay wages for human effort is wrong.
That's what the farmers were running away from.
Yeah.
The wages.
Yeah.
they realized that it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense to them at all. Yeah.
I'm curious, what kind of woman was your mother?
She was a teacher, very patient, very nurturing, you know. And strangely enough, for somebody whose father was white, an English guy, she out of her siblings could relate so traditionally to people, you know. Whereas, you know, the others tended to be cut off in their own circles. And this is one of the big issues I think Ghana has, in the sense that people within the same circles think that they are Ghana, and they don't see or recognize or even respect the ordinary Ghanaian who is traditional. Even government doesn't see that,
Why do you think that is so?
That is so because the whole model of governance is based on a handover from the colonial governance system, which we call Aban. And even our traditional people knew what Aban meant, whereas a lot of the so-called intelligentsia have no idea what Aban means.
Traditionally, what does a ban mean?
Aban is a garrison, it's a wall.
Oh, a wall.
Yeah, you say Aban, a ban.
Okay.
That's where it comes from. So they knew that they had been imposed upon.
And cut off from the
Yes,
society.
that's right.
They are behind a wall.
Yes, and they're just being used. You see, that's why they say traditionally that Aban wuchu nazi on Fonsia
Meaning?
mean government, as in colonial government, you don't carry it on your shoulder, you drag it on the floor. You have to use it and abuse it because they're doing the same to you. And this is as opposed to Oman, which you cherish with your whole heart and with your life.
Oman literally means the people?
Yes, the community,
The community.
the country, whatever,
So Aban versus Oman,
Yes,
and Oman is superior.
Oman is far superior. A typical example is if you were to threaten Asantehene, the flack you will get. If you were to threaten the president, it doesn't mean anything close to.
A traditional leader.
Yes. You see what I mean? And government as it is today, to be realistic, it's an usurpation of the legitimate rights and leadership of our communities. They were just catapulted there to continue as a continuum to the colonial era. So they train a lot of us to step into the bungalows, to step into the big offices, the cars, and continue the same work the whites were doing. They came here for a purpose. And it wasn't because they wanted to open our eyes. In fact, in real terms, our eyes were even more open because we didn't exploit other people in the same way.
Relating to you and your siblings, was your mother strict? Was she tender? Was she spiritual?
My
what kind of person was she?
grandmother, my grandmother was very religious. She almost owned the church. She organized. She actually set up a church near where her house was, because there was a place called Sudu. There is still, which very native. It's like sometimes I like to compare it to some story, but I will leave that for now. Anyway, they were very traditional.
This is your mother's mother?
My mother's mother, yeah, but she's the one who married the Englishman. So she was a very staunch, socially recognized person, within church circles, within social circles. But she was snobbish in a lot of ways to ordinary people. She didn't want me, for instance, to mix with the boys from Sudu.
Do you reckon it's because of her marriage with a white man?
No, not necessarily. There were many people who were never married to white people but had the same attitude. It was supposed to be the modern way. People who are emancipated, so to speak.
You cut yourself off from the traditional people.
We were trained to see everything about us as bad and horrible and no good. You understand? So a lot of people saw it that way.
If your grandmother saw you mixing with the boys from the traditional part of town, what would she do to you?
Well, she would cane me, but what's worse is what she did, which was wonderful. She said that if I want to be with them, then I should take my clothes off and wear the cloth that we used to tie.
I remember that.
That's how they used to dress.
Collar, yeah.
Yes. And so she threw me a piece of cloth, and I happily took it and went up.
You wore it? Nice.
And,
What was
and
her reaction?
She got mad. She said, there's no salvation for you, you know. But I couldn't see anything wrong with mixing with them. I mixed with all kinds of people, and they all had their different outlooks and all that, But essentially, they were human, So I didn't think that, the way they dressed or what they ate or how they practiced their festivals or, even worshipped was a problem.
But your mother was very different from her mother.
Yes, my mother was very different. She was very liberal-minded. I think it's because of the experiences she went. She being the firstborn of her mother, so the discipline was very strong, and I think in a way she rebelled against it.
What do you think you took most from your mother?
Music.
Ah, your mother was
She used to sing
musically
all
inclined.
the time, and this is a habit that I've always had. I'm always humming, singing, and whenever we're together, we'll be singing songs. Because she always invariably be singing, and I'll pick up on it. In fact, she and her siblings used to do that as well. Some of her siblings anyway.
What were some of her favorite songs that she could sing that you remember?
Oh, I remember so many. You see, for each child, she had a special song.
Really?
Yes.
Like your own jingle?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not her song, but it's a song that
She will associate with you. What was yours?
Oh, mine, I can't remember. I wasn't aware of it at the time, but I saw it for the.
Everybody had a song.
Yeah, I saw it for the those who came after me.
Okay, so when would she sing those special songs for you?
When she's bathing the child, when she's taking care,
Okay.
grooming, and all that, she was singing all the time anyway, all the time. Even in her old age, she'll be singing, and then when you sing with her, she's so happy, and that's something that I really miss from her.
From your mom. Was she surprised that you became a musician?
She wasn't. She saw it in me as a child. And, she used to even guide me a bit, when I was developing bad singing habits,
What would be a bad singing habit?
like being nasal, singing.
Demonstrate for me. I mean, how does singing nasally sound like?
That means you are using too much of your nose as opposed to your throat, your vocal cords. See, some people talk, and I'm saying, what to say,
And that's nasal.
that's nasal. And when you get a cold, you tend to be nasal.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes people develop that habit, for one reason or the other. And my mom used to criticize me for that and admonish me not to do that.
Nice. So she was kind of an integral part of your music career.
Yes,
Yes.
she was. She was a very wise woman in a way that people don't see, because she was easy. She loved everybody. She took everybody in. She didn't discriminate whether you could speak English or you acted English or that kind of thing.
What do you think she taught you about life?
Well, one of my earliest memories as a child was I had an older brother, as I told you, and he used to love to tease me and provoke me, and then I would get angry and be chasing, and he would run. You know, it was bigger than he was run faster.
Were you easily provoked back then?
Yes, it's another whole story because apparently I had a very bad temper. But you know, I would be chasing him with throwing stones all over the big compound, and he'd be laughing and bothering me. So one day, my mom was sitting there watching us out, and he called me and said, "Ben, come here, sit down. Why are you so angry?" I said, "This boy is teasing me, he's worrying me, calling me names." "Call you names?" "Yes." "What name?" He said, "Oh, he's calling me by some madman's name, a guy called Kafui Dey." So, and he said, "So what's wrong with that?" I said, "Well, I'm not a madman, I don't like it." And my mom said, "So you know you're not a madman. You know Kafui Dey is not your name. And when he calls you that name, you respond to it by reacting." He says, "Just ignore him and it will stop."
That's it.
I tell you what, it was like a magical one. It stopped.
It worked.
It worked beautifully. I just ignored it. And I realized that we take on things that are not necessary. You know, people force things into our lives, and if we don't pick up on it, it goes away. You know.
So there's this, I mean, this hack, this thing you learned from your mom, does it inform you today? For example, you know, on social media, you have a lot of people who can just troll you. They try to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
So do you use those same principles?
To an extent, I used it quite a lot because I've had occasion for people saying nasty things, insulting, you know, all kinds of things. But I've learned to ignore it because I know that it's not the truth, it's not the reality.
They don't respect your stature and your age, and they just insult you.
Some people like that for attention. You know, they try to get attention by taking some of you.
Yeah. Ignore them like your mother comes.
Yeah, you ignore them. But sometimes you make them feel stupid, you know, because they say stupid things, and you know, you can easily debunk it, you know, and attribute it to, you know, the lack of persona or whatever.
That's it.
Yeah.
From your dad, what did you learn from him?
My dad. Phew. Well, I don't know. I think he taught me a lot about being a man, you know, about tradition. You know, he lived quite a traditional life. So I learned a lot from him in those senses, because otherwise, if it was just my mom's side, there's a lot I would have missed out and shunned, you know. But I learned the true love of our tradition through these people, okay? And the way they treasure you, you know, it's not superficial at all. Yeah, that's the depth of our culture.
Yeah. And you feel that these values have stayed with you?
Oh yes, very much so, very, very much so. I've always had this inclination, you know, even though it was discouraged, let me say that, you know. But as I went through life, I got certain experiences. I met certain people who validated, you know, my feelings and my thoughts for me, you know, and it made me believe in my instincts. For instance, there's a Professor Kofi Asariopoku, okay, who used to be University of Ghana. Yeah. And he was my hall tutor. And he asked me pose certain questions, because those days there used to be posh things, you know, like you go for a hall tutors meeting, you know, you dress well, you know, you go and have drinks, and then, you know, start acting like a big man. They're training you for that purpose. But he posed certain questions which pricked my mind. And when I told him how I saw things, he validated it for me. Because initially I wasn't interested in going to a hall teachers meeting. I thought it would be the same old, you know. So he was one of the first people that growing up that I respected, that validated my feelings.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me not look back. You know, that was the period when I was developing my persona strongly. You know, in the university, you know, you go crazy with ideas and you read a lot and, you know, you try to find out stuff. And then I realized that I was an African, a Ghanaian, a Fanti, and a Khan, you know? And so I posed questions to myself. Then I realized a lot of things going on. Like, I even put them in my songs that I wrote in the university, you know? Like a song like Epe, you know? I spoke my heart out, you know? And I think to write that kind of thing at that age, I was already convinced.
It ended up on your album,
Yeah.
Baya.
It's the first track on
Yes.
Baya.
We'll talk about it soon. Still back in the past, so you attended preparatory school in Cape Coast as well?
No, I preparatory school in Accra, St. John's.
St. John's?
Preparatory. St. John's Preparatory and Primary.
Okay. Is it the one around Pokuasi?
No. It was around Saum Road,
Okay.
mile 7.
Oh, okay. Where
It used-
where they have the music? It has a strong music tradition back then.
No,
They didn't teach music
No.
back then.
no. It started at a place in Kokobebe called Royal Castle.
Okay.
You know, it was a big castle that the school took over and, you know, made the dormitories.
To a school.
Yeah, it was a boarding school.
Okay. So it means that where was home at that time when you were going to St. John's Preparatory? Where was home? Home was still Cape Coast?
Cape Coast was the base.
Okay.
We always returned to Cape Coast. But because my father kept getting posted to different small villages, when he settled, then we all go there.
Yes.
And then when he's being transferred, we all come back
Yeah.
to Cape Coast. Yeah.
Can you remember your first day in boarding school in St. John's?
I remember very well, you know, and like I said, for me, growing up was very magical. You know, I just enjoyed it so much. I remember a lot about my childhood. I remember the songs, the poems, the recitations. I love them, you know, and they always take me back.
I can imagine boarding school at secondary level. Yes, I can imagine that. But primary school, boarding school.
Oh yes, oh yes.
What was the routine like? How early do you wake up? What do you do before you go for lectures,
Well,
classes?
well, they wake you up. They run you like
A bell, right?
yeah, bell, and then the tutors will, you know, come and rally you and make sure that you're up. You know, you go and have your bath, dress up, and go to your class.
Do you have bullying at the primary level as well?
Yes, primarily the teachers.
The teachers bully the no way.
Yes.
The teachers bully
The staff, actually.
the
I should
staff
say.
bully the
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
The pupils. These are pupils.
Yes.
Like for what?
I don't know. Some people are just sadists, and they love to be around. You know, people who, like pedophiles, work around groups that contain children. As you know, like Boy Scouts,
Yes.
as has been exposed, like the pulpits in churches
Yes, yeah.
and that kind of thing. So they gravitate towards these institutions because they have the chance to exercise their,
The power.
yeah.
Wow. So this would be crazy. I mean, children being abused and being bullied by adults who should be protecting them.
Yeah.
Were they ever exposed? Do you remember any people?
No. It was taken as part of the discipline.
Wow.
In fact, they said that it was good for us because it will stand us, give us discipline. And some people are very proud of the fact that they used to get whipped constantly. Say, it made them more upright citizens,
That's crazy.
isn't it?
Yeah. completely it's outrageous.
Yeah, and there was this lady who used to come in the dining room. I think she was the matron or something. And she had this long whip. And then suddenly she would lash out. And one time she lashed out at me. I said, "Oh!" And she got upset. Now, why should I say, "Oh"?
What were you supposed to say?
I don't know. I was supposed to clap for
Hooray!
her. And she started whipping me.
No.
I swear, you know, I was so upset about it. I couldn't understand why she would just whip me. I'm eating my food. I'm into my
Your meal, man.
meal. And then suddenly, pow, it's, "Ow!" I said, "What do you mean?" And I started
Give me
whipping-
another one.
Yeah, he started whipping me. I got up and ran,
Of course.
you know.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember some teachers used to whip some of the boys, and especially the hard boys who would not cry. And the teacher wants to prove that he can break them, and whip them till their backs all got sore. I couldn't understand why would they do that.
It's almost like a scene from Roots or some slavery story where they are trying to break somebody, but this is happening
Yeah,
in a school
yeah,
in a supposedly free country.
yeah, yeah. And it's supposed to be good, you know.
Wow.
But then we had our joys too. So.
Yes. What were some of the happy times?
Oh, we used to play. We used to go into the forest to collect water. Okay, when we were building the new site at Mile 7, you know, the students, provided some amount of labor, you know, and we'll catch. I remember with a friend of mine went and caught a tortoise in the river and brought it to the river, and we had such great fun.
You had a pet tortoise. Did you name it?
No. I didn't even think of it.
But you were feeding it
Wasn't even if you just let it loose within.
within the dome.
Yeah,
But how was it eating?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
These were interesting times in preparatory
Yeah,
school, you know.
yeah.
And did you write the common entrance at that time?
No,
To go to secondary school?
No, I wrote much later
Okay.
because we moved from St. John's as well. You see, St. John's was supposed to stabilize us from changing schools because we kept changing schools as we moved.
Before St. John's, how many schools have you been to?
I don't remember, but what I can tell you is that I went to over 10 schools before secondary.
No way.
Yeah, I went to about 10 schools before secondary. In Cape Coast alone, I must have attended 4 or 5 different schools. Okay, then I went to school at Adesso, St. John's, Winneba Don Bosco, Keslieford in Takrady, and then Adesso. You know?
In 6 years, you went to like 10 schools.
Oh yes,
Wow. How do you think that impacted you?
I thought it was fun. You know, I really enjoyed it because I didn't retain a lot of friends because we
Yeah.
kept moving.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was a lot of freedom in that sense, you know, that I enjoyed.
And was your mother moving around anytime you moved like that?
Yes, whenever we moved, our mother would be with us. We would only move to our father's place when my mom was ready to, when he had established himself. And then my mom would even leave us and go there and set things up. And then we'll come and get us.
Did she ever talk to you in the later years about how this constant movement impacted her?
Not really. I mean, she didn't. She would be there. She'd be in the rural areas, and then some of her siblings would come and visit, that kind of thing. And it was always special, you know, when the Accra people would come and sample the rural atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and they would cook specially, and you know, almost have a party. You know, yeah.
So you were able to sample in your early life. You were able to sample rural life and urban life.
Very much so. Very much so. I actually went and carried water from the river. Not because I needed to, because they would bring a tank and fill a tank at the bungalow. But the kids were having fun with it. So I went to
Yeah,
sample
enjoyed
it.
it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Experience life. When did, is it from St. John's that you went to St. Augustine's?
From St. John's, I went to Don Bosco in Winneba,
Okay.
and then I went to Kisleyford in Takrady. Then I came to St. Augustine's Practice School. That's where I did my common entrance, and then went to St. Augustine's
You were just
College.
moving.
Just moving like houseflies with sauce.
How did you do in the common entrance?
I did well. I mean, I don't remember my exact grades, but I passed,
Okay.
adequately. I didn't have any trouble.
By that time, were you in your like early music career years, or it's St. Augustine's that gave you the platform to?
So I guess that gave me the platform. But I used to sing even in St. John's on Saturday night entertainments. People would come and the students would volunteer to do all kinds of
Okay.
things.
What kind of music were you singing then? Which covers, right?
No. The song that I sang is St. John's. It's a very funny song that a friend of mine called Habib taught me. And I don't know the words, He taught me, I think, 2 songs. One was a rock and roll, and this one was a rock and roll. It says, Ali Mambo night, Ali Mambo receipt, Ali Mambo night, Qualifusa, Palaruma, Laurenta, Delachini Wulumane Wulumambalita, Alifusa, Palaruma, Laurenta.
It be tongues you they sing or what?
I tell you, because I don't think he knew the lyrics himself, but that's what
Yeah,
he
you
taught
go
me.
through it, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And people, what was the reaction of the audience?
Oh, they loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it. They liked me for that.
Where was the music coming from, though?
I don't know. I mean, I used to listen to all kinds of music that my parents listened to, like Pat Boone, Nat King Cole, all kinds of music, and then some amount of high life, like the King Bruce, Ramblers, Black Beats, and all that, and even some amount of guitar, high life,
That was a very fertile time for Ghanaian music with all these bands.
Yes,
Playing music.
yes, in a way. But you see, at the same time, there was this snobbishness, about loving high life. It was supposed to be part of the native, thing. So those who could indulge in rock and roll, foreign music, which was being pushed, were supposed to be the sophisticates.
It seems to me that you've always been like a rebel from the beginning. I mean, you always push against stuff that people are trying to push down your throat.
Yes, somehow I do it in a way
A
that
gentle rebel.
yeah, because they don't associate me with rebellion.
Yeah. But would you say that if I say you're a gentle rebel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Or
think
undercover rebel?
Well, keep searching for the name.
So you entered Augusco, you done some performing and things at St. John's, and then when I say famous flames, what images appear in your head?
Famous Flames was a magic vehicle. It gave me the first platform to work with a group of instrumentalists, keyboard, guitars, drums, and even to some extent backing vocals, which I'd never done before. I would only sing,
A cappella?
Yeah, I would only sing. Even I used to entertain my parents' friends when they'd run through all their records. Then my mom would call me and say, "Come and sing," and I would go and sing, and they would enjoy it. So that I was used to. I could handle. But as to working with a group and harmonizing the whole thing, orchestrating the whole thing, that was a different ball game.
So this is a group at St. Augustine's College in Cape Coast.
Yes.
Was a band there before you came to meet it?
No. They formed the band. They got instruments. They formed the band, and they were looking for a singer. So they remembered that when I came to Form 1, I sang. I went to Saturday night entertainment, and my brother told the entertainment prefect that I can sing. So he just called me, and I came and sang. I was a bit shy. I practiced with one of my friends. We went backstage, and as soon as they called us, he jumped the window.
And left you to your face.
I left me to my. So I was forced to just handle it.
Well, can you remember the song you sang?
No.
Your man disappeared.
Yeah, I can't remember the song because I practiced a song that he knew. It wasn't one of my familiar songs.
And he took off.
He took off.
Did you ever find out why? I mean, did he ever come and tell you why he took off later on?
He says he couldn't take it. That
Stage fright?
Go on stage. It was even grown-ups get stage
Yeah.
fright.
But what was it like being? I mean, the plan has changed because you were supposed to be 2, and now you're 1.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I think I was more used to it than
Yeah.
him, and it meant more to me, So I went and did it.
So you are recruited into famous.
So they're
Flames?
looking for a singer, and they come and ask me if I'll. I said, yeah, of course, and I was very happy about it. I did it. The first time I went to rehearse with them, I couldn't sing. I was so struck. I don't know how to describe it, but I just couldn't sing. Then I went back and I thought, what's wrong with you? You just sing, So the next time I went, it was much better.
What was the repertoire of the band?
We had 2 guitarists, a lead and a rhythm, and then a bass. And then we had initially a melodica. That's wind instruments like made after the piano.
Okay, so you blow into it, but you play.
Yeah,
You play
yeah.
the keyboards.
Yeah.
And then you blow.
Which later transformed into a keyboard. And that was the size of it. And the drums, of course.
Okay. Any percussion, like bongos and congas?
Not really. Not initially, anyway.
And these are all students.
Yes.
Okay.
These are all students.
What was your song? What songs? What was the set? What songs did you perform?
I used to specialize in Otis Redding, romantic songs and stuff like
Sitting
that.
by the dock of the bay.
Yes. Yes, I used to sing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were an Otis specialist.
I was an Otis specialist, yeah. I loved Dreams, These Arms of Mine, yeah, so many.
And this is in your teens, right?
Yeah, my early teens.
You became a pop star.
Teenage pop star.
A teenage pop star. I mean, Brako is talking about pop star, but you were a pop star back then.
Yes.
Teenage.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was wonderful. I felt special, and people used to treat me a bit specially because of that. And I enjoyed it, but it didn't mean anything extraordinary to me because that was what I wanted to do anyway.
Well, this must have been the era of the pop chain. Was this the pop
Yes,
chain era?
yes. We used to do pop chains, inter-school pop chains.
So you'd go and perform at different, up
Yeah.
against different schools.
Yes.
Who were your toughest competitors at that
Well,
time?
we had Infantsipim and we had a disco.
At this
They
other
were the
point?
strongest, yeah. And even a disco had a jazz band.
Oh, really? In addition to a pop band,
No. There was the pop band was different.
and then they had a jazz band too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And Infantsipim, we had people like Alfred Bannerman, who is a world famous guitarist
yeah.
now, yeah. And he used to play with his band called the Beavers, So we had that rivalry, and we would do pop chains and then declare a winner.
Who were the judges though?
Oh, just a select of certain key people,
Yeah.
yeah, and some of the teachers.
Did the girls' schools also have like bands?
Not that I knew of. I mean, they pretended to have bands, but
What do you mean by that?
yeah, because I know they fancied, some of them fancied being a band, and it would mainly be about the singing, but there were very few instrumentalists behind them, But it was just a friend thing more than, because we used to go out during the long vacations and play with the professional bands.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How far would you go? Where would you go?
We went as far as Lomé. We used to go to Carousel, where CK Man used
Yes,
to be
in
stationed.
Takrady?
Yes.
Second Takrady?
Yeah. We went to Kumasi. We went all over the place. We used to play a lot in Cape Coast, in the town.
Wow. Did you own your own instruments?
No.
So how do you move around?
We managed to get the permission of the school to use their equipment. But in most places, they will have instruments anyway. Or there will be other bands that will set up.
But so if you're going to Lomé, how did you go?
We went by public transport.
You just jump on the bus, you guys will pay for yourselves and go?
Yeah. I mean, we're running our own economy.
And then when you finish jamming
And
there,
we had promoters.
you had promoters?
Yeah.
While you were in school?
Yeah, we had promoters who would book gigs for us.
Wow.
And of course, I think they'll keep most of the money.
Yeah. you will still get some?
Of course.
So you go to Lomé and you finish your jam?
Yeah, I mean, we used to pay for our own, like, YMCA,
Okay.
to stay there
Yes.
together. Yeah.
Wow, this is an interesting lifestyle.
I'm telling you.
Was it easy to not get tempted? Because sadly, so many musicians have fallen by the wayside. Early fame, exposure to the wrong company, drugs, and then the alcohol, women. How did you navigate all of that?
Well, I think just by having a good balance, of things, and not taking it as anything like out of the ordinary, Yeah, because my mom gave me permission to do this, and I was very happy to do it. She knew I wanted to do it because I was already in the school band, there was, people used to report and all that. And I used to do television specials. And my
As a
aunties,
teenager?
Yeah, my aunties would be so besotted. Say, hey, Ben, like.
So I mean, at that time, people knew you around the country.
Yes. I used to do television. I did Mike Keegan's show.
That was a big talk show back in the day. So what, you had a one-on-one with him?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we had a conversation, everything. Then he would introduce a song, and I'll go and perform it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was this around the time of Kiki Jan? Did you ever cross paths with him?
Not directly, no. I think Kiki Jan was a bit younger, but he was a protege, a great break for the music, and I think he's somebody, for instance, who was a big talent, but other things took over.
Correct.
And destroyed him.
Yeah. Your band members, are you still in touch with them?
Oh, yes. I'm in touch with them. In fact, today I had a message from one of them who is in Kenya now, and he sent me a message the day before yesterday. And I said, funny you should send me a message after all this time, but because tomorrow is my birthday, so I take it that it's my birthday greetings.
That's it.
And he was very happy. He said it's spiritual.
Highly. Did any of them go down the professional musician's path like you?
No, but a lot of them followed music, one of the guys who was the most musical in our group, he used to play the keyboard all the time, called Patrick Kujo. They call him Chick Ferret. He's now a retired professor in the US.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I even had him work on some of my songs before. Yeah, I mean, and those, a few of them pursued it, yeah.
What was did you have a stage name back then?
Yeah.
What was your stage name?
Ben Brako.
Just the one you have right now?
Yeah.
No nickname, nothing?
No nickname.
But I also know you're also called George.
Yes, I was christened George Bernard. You know who I was christened after?
Yes. The
Shaw.
writer?
Yeah.
George Bernard Shaw.
Yeah, that's my mom named him after.
So you're George Bernard?
Yes. And I didn't like the name George. as being called George.
Why not?
I don't know. It just sounded a bit corny to me.
George.
Yeah, George.
Or is it Georgie Porgy? The rhyme?
I don't know. I just
You didn't like it?
I didn't fancy it.
Who
no.
called you George back then?
Well, some of my mates, because when the teacher's reading my name, it will say George. But everybody called me Ben. And the reason they call me Ben is because my big brother was Kobina. Okay, at home we called each other everybody by their
The Ghanaian names.
So he was called Kobina. And then I came and they were trying to call me Kobina.
Because you were also born on a Tuesday.
Yeah. And it didn't work out. So they tried to twist it in several ways and then ended up with Ben, as in like
Called
the
Ben.
female is Bena.
Yes.
So the male is Ben.
Ben.
It's not actually Ben, it's Ben.
Ben. Okay.
But it turned out to be Ben.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's not a contraction of Bernard.
No. Bernard is never successfully transformed into.
No, it could have been Bernie.
Yeah.
So till today, anybody still calls you George?
Once in a while, especially when people confuse me with George Darko.
How can they even do that?
I don't know. Some people come and say, "Me pe wo nyumpa eko tibrofo."
Come on, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Really?
Even people confuse me with Bessa Simons.
No way.
So many other artists.
Most interesting. So Ben Brako, that was it.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
From the
Well,
beginning.
it's consistency now.
Yeah.
People from the Hot Flames era will know, Famous Flames will know you, and even people from Gen Z will know you as Ben Brako.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think Ghana has lost with the disappearance of the pop chain student band culture?
I don't know. I think the fun in it went away. It used to be great fun. We used to have shows, even in Accra, at certain venues that the students would team at. You know what I mean?
Which are the venues?
This venue actually is, I've forgotten the name.
Give me the location. Look.
Yeah, it's near, bus stop. The other side. I think it was one time owned by the Kafui Dey.
Yes.
Yeah.
That hotel. There was a hotel.
That's right.
It's now the bank. It's now the SSB
Yeah,
Bank.
that's right.
SG Bank.
Yeah.
There was a club
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It was a hotel.
Yeah.
Yes. So you come and jam there.
Yeah. It used to be a teenage special thing.
For real.
Yes. We used to play there.
Wow.
Yeah. We used to play there. We used to play at Tiptoe.
Circle.
Yeah. And this place, I've forgotten the name. There was a group called the Magic Aliens. I don't know whether you ever.
What a name, man. Magic Aliens.
Yeah. Because it was made up of. There was a guy called Smartape. You ever heard of him? He was a drummer. Brilliant drummer. He passed away anyway. And there was a guy called George Allen. A lot of them were fair colored people of Lebanese extract or something, So maybe that's why they call them
Magic
Aliens.
Aliens.
But they were a very interesting group.
Yeah. Would you want that culture to come back? The live band, school culture?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's very exciting, very interesting, and very maturing in so many ways, especially if they had good guidance, Yeah. But obviously, some people just became bad boys.
Yeah.
And my father used to say that it's okay for me to get into music, but for him, his experience is that a lot of the musicians become drunks. They're always at the bar. People are buying drinks for them and threatening them. So it just becomes them. And he doesn't think that's where I want to land.
Yeah. Well, I think you proved him wrong, though. You proved him wrong.
Yeah.
And after St. Augustine's College, was university a direct route?
No. I went to sixth form in Tema Secondary School. Yeah. Even yesterday, some of my mates in Tema came to visit me.
Another move.
No, came to visit
Yeah,
me.
yes. I mean, in terms of academics, another move. Another move.
Yeah. I enjoy Tema very much. I seem to enjoy wherever I am.
Yeah.
You know.
State of mind.
Yeah.
Did the music follow you to Tema?
No, because there wasn't a school band. There wasn't that culture there. But when I was there, they used to still invite me to GBC to do, shows once in a while. You know. Yeah.
So at least the musical chops were still kept fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your most enduring memory of Tema Secondary School?
It was a lot of freedom coming from a boys' school of that nature, as a Catholic school. Nobody forced you to go to church.
There was compulsory mass at St. Augustine's?
Oh yes.
Every day?
Not that I recall, but one of the.
You were not going with Mr. Ben?
Yes, one of the kids. When I started, I was going, but at that time they were doing mass in Latin, and I couldn't for the life of me understand what the hell they were talking about.
You couldn't understand it?
No, I had no way of understanding it. And those who were Catholics knew what the recitations were. Dominus vobiscum, as conspires to all kinds of things. I couldn't understand it, but I respected it. But I just thought that, I don't get this. So I was just there daydreaming throughout the whole thing.
Did you replace it with a? No, well, you couldn't have gone to any other church. They didn't have other denominations within the church.
No,
the
they
school
didn't
campus.
have that.
So it was Catholic or nothing.
Yeah. They didn't have alternate services. So I managed to sneak away most of the time, which wasn't, necessarily a good thing, but in a way too, it was good because it made me create my own. I wasn't forced to conform. Yeah.
So Tema was a complete sea change. There was no compulsion.
No.
To go to church or anything.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
Did you run wild in Tema?
Not really, but there were girls. Which at that age was very exciting to be close to.
Yeah, Augustine, there were no girls.
No, it was all boys, Yeah, it was very, very interesting, very exciting. And then, there were so many young people that you could relate to in town. You see, because I was in sixth form then, so I was a bit mature in those times. So I had friends who were seamen, would bring nice goodies, go and have a drink, that kind of thing. Go to clubs, go to parties.
Was Tema banging then? Was Tema a hot place?
What's a
nightlife?
What
was the hottest place in Tema back then?
Oh God, I can't remember. There was. I've been to so many places, so many clubs. I can't remember a lot of them.
But Tema was popping.
Oh yes, seriously popping. Yeah. But now you go, they don't see the clubs change a lot.
Yeah. Some of them are churches now.
Yeah, a lot of them. After Rollins, a lot of the clubs became churches, and that's killed music. A lot of the musicians actually left Ghana to go and apply their trade because there was no business here. But people internalized and then started creating studios, digital studios.
Yeah. So a new wave.
So instrumentation suffered. People learning their instruments and being proficient in it. But they found other ways to express themselves.
Were you in sixth form when the Busia government was overthrown? Busia government was overthrown in 72.
In 72?
Yes.
No, I was in Legon.
What was that like when the government came
down? I wasn't too sad about it. I wasn't too happy with, the governments that were coming up, and it seems to be have its own life, I don't like a government that does not relate to the people that it purports to govern.
Did the Nkrumah government relate to the people? Because you would remember that.
Yeah, yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, they had youth programs, that they try to get the young pioneers, they try to train you to think a certain way and all that. But still, even then, it wasn't of the community.
Were you a young pioneer yourself?
I tried, but I couldn't get into it, seriously.
Well, was there an exam to write?
No. You had to conform to certain practices, dress up with this flag over your neck, and recite certain things, which, by the way, didn't relate too well to the community's own, sense of, being or growing up. You understand? So they were a bit alien. So they were a bit forced, actually. You see, I mean, why does a community have to adopt things from another culture? To be seen as up to date and all that. Whereas there were perfectly good things that, even my mother could remember in her old age with her sisters, the sort of songs and poems and stuff they used to sing as children. And it was magical. I always transported them back, and they were into it, you understand, because it conformed with the community that they
So the fit was there.
Yeah.
So you're not too sorry when the Busia government left?
Yeah, I wasn't too sorry.
Or was overthrown, wasn't late? They didn't leave.
Yeah,
It was overthrown.
I wasn't.
How about the 66 coup? Do you remember that?
The Nkrumah.
Yes.
I remember that. I thought it was bizarre. I couldn't understand, really. I was just in secondary school.
Yeah, you're 14 then.
Yeah, I couldn't understand what was going on, and the turmoil. The lies. So many, conflicting stories about who Nkrumah was he a thief, was he Kankanyami, so all kinds of stories going around, all just to discredit him, I mean, he was a fantastic guy, even though I think he could have embraced the traditional culture far better than he did, And this is one of the problems I have with Pan-Africanism, because it is not rooted in the communities. It is a group of people who think they are emancipated but want to maintain a black identity, but it is not rooted in the communities. So I don't think it can thrive and survive because it has an alien source. The magic aliens.
Magic aliens. Magic aliens. Magic aliens.
Yeah.
But, so you, in your mind, the traditional link and connecting to the community is the secret ingredient for success?
It is, no doubt. Everywhere you look, any community that's successful, they have a strong belief in their culture and their heritage, and they know their history. They're very proud to be who they are. Okay? Anybody who is proud to be somebody else is the lost soul. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. To be convinced that you are better than your own because you do things different, that's really crass. And I can't accept it. And we take the pride out of our people, our youth, they lose it. They think that they have nothing to fall back on. But there's a whole rich history and culture, Even though you think about democracy, and what we're practicing is call it democracy. 2 parties, you vote once every 4 years. In a real democracy, there's community participation consistently. Okay? You have source for the redress, recourse. You can go and do your complaint and through your busia paying, through the hierarchy. And, you'll be attended to. Okay? You can't do that by going to the police station. Because they are not part of your community. You understand? So it becomes an alien thing, and then it all becomes corruption anyway. You know, the amount of corruption in the country is phenomenal. I'm not saying it's Ghana alone, but going through similar experiences with other countries. Okay, those who were strict on corruption were much more successful, like Singapore then. Okay, but here they allowed it because they had the attitude that you're not hurting anybody when you hurt Aban. Aban is just a revenue to
A wall. To separate from the people.
yes, exactly.
So you step into University of Ghana, early 70s?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, 69.
69, okay. Buzia government was just beginning. What was your first day like?
Oh, I don't remember. I was very excited. Must have gotten drunk a bit. Drinking beers, trying to be a grown up, you know.
Yeah, you're finally in the University of Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something. You know, it was something because when I used to go there to the university and the students were in session, they were having functions, I thought, wow, this is the place to be. You know, I love the freedom and the maturity, you know, that attended it. So I was very excited. You know.
Were you residential?
Yeah. Yeah, I was in Kafui.
The farmers. And your subject was agricultural
Yeah.
economics.
Yeah.
Were you subconsciously kind of follow your father's footsteps?
In a lot of ways. But, you know, I found out when you start, you have to do all the subjects, you know, soil science, crops, animals, engineering, and economics, you know. And then I found out that I didn't really enjoy putting my hands in a cow's throat. You know?
Looking for what?
Looking for, well, we had what we call, in part of animal science, you study the health system of the animal because it was very crucial in farm management, that you take care of them, you know, the various issues that can attend to them.
So how many cows have you put your hands into their mouths into? I mean, what's the first time like putting your hand into the mouth of a cow?
I didn't actually try it.
You didn't try it?
No, I refused.
What were you afraid of?
Well, I mean, the cow is not my friend. If he decides to clench his teeth, what the hell am I going to do? I have no way of communicating with it. So
let go, let go.
let this cow pass me.
But did you have any encounters with any animals?
Not really. I mean, the random wild chicken will attack you, you know.
Okay.
But
no mammals, no pigs, no goats?
No, not really, no. I mean, I've had a scene where a goat was headbutting me. You know, as a child, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, no, please don't go there.
I couldn't plead it. I said, what have I done?
And the goat was just butting you?
Yeah.
But did you taunt it?
No, not that I recall. I mean, how can you taunt a goat anyway?
Maybe you went and you did something to it and the thing reacts. Nothing happens with that.
No.
Provocation.
No. We used to sing songs about them, about goats and animals, and pretend to be soldiers, you know. You see, you're a soldier for you can come for young. Oh, it was fun.
Maybe the goats didn't like that song, man.
I don't know. I think they enjoyed that.
Still came to headbutt you, though.
Yeah, but you know, some goats are mad, you know, like human beings, like everything else.
Yes, some people are crazy.
A few, you know, oddities. So.
So, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of enjoying the course, what would you rank your enjoyment level? Where 10 is, yes, fantastic. 1 is, man, I hated the course.
Well, I had to pick, you know, I mean, I liked Agric Econs because I could think through it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't just have to know facts like crop science. You just have to know each crop and its characteristics and, you know, its behaviors and how to tend it. You know what I mean? Like soil science. Soil science was a bit more scientific though. But I enjoyed economics because I could think through it. You know, I could visualize it. You know, I could analyze it, you know, without having to know that this is this, this is that, this is that. You know, each one in their characters.
So the analytical, theoretical
Yeah,
thing was
yeah.
what appealed to you.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. Yeah.
What did you get out of Legon apart from your degree?
I think I got a certain level of I think that first degree should be basic education. You know, on a certain level, you know, and for me, it was basic education. It gave me the armory to be able to solve all kinds of problems and issues in my life, you know, that I knew I could handle, you know.
Did university education make you a better musician?
I don't know if it made me a better musician, but it gave me the confidence to start writing my own songs.
So you started writing your own songs at University of Ghana?
Yeah.
Did you have a band then?
I formed a band, yeah.
Okay, what was it called?
Agromba Gudu River.
Agromba.
Gudu River. They're still coming.
They're still coming. That's the name. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Agro is the play. Oh.
Agromba, that is the children.
Oh, the children or play
Are still
are
coming.
still coming. Why that title? Why that name?
Well, because that is the nature of life. You know, people bloom and, you know, get to be their special selves, their different selves. So in a sense, we're all Agromba, you know. So you can't stop that flow.
No.
Yeah.
So where were you jamming?
No, we used to rehearse a lot. We did only 2 gigs.
Oh,
Yes.
with this beautiful name?
Yes, we did only 2 gigs. And it was just to test my music.
Okay. Oh,
We only played my music.
Oh, okay. It was an experiment. So they were your guinea pigs.
No, they were my collaborators.
Okay.
They all believed in my music,
Okay.
and they believed in music. And then we played a couple of Ephraim Amu tracks because one of our members, called Agbo Aye, he was studying music at the university, and he used to play the Atentembe,
Yes.
you know, and he loved Ephraim Amu, and we all loved, you know, the songs that he brought to us because they were very traditional.
So where were these 2 gigs? Where did you play them at?
At the auditorium,
Oh, okay.
yeah, at the auditorium. There was some bands playing, and then I went to arrange so that we also play.
This is the School of Administration and Tourism?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What was the reaction to your music?
It was fantastic. It's why I'm here today. Because many years after university, people still remembered some of the phrases they had only once.
Did those songs make it to your album?
Yes,
Oh, so the album buyers.
the album buyer, I will say that 6 of the main tracks I wrote in Legon. And actually,
Which the band tested out.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Including the first one, the Twee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does baya mean?
Baya is a Hausa word. And you know what baya means?
No.
Back. Back. Back in all senses. Sometimes they use it to refer to a woman's back.
Back. Yeah, it's a back now.
So it means back. But for me, it meant like Sankofa in a way. Is what I mean. Because hitherto we used to only play covers and foreign songs. And then I decided to do something with a more traditional bent.
Yeah.
So it just meant going back.
Just reflecting on university education. Are we producing more thinkers versus certificate holders?
I don't think that the curriculum is a reflection of the nation. Okay, I think that it is academia, which was borrowed or shaped by foreign educational system. Okay, and it had a purpose for that. Okay, I don't think that even the research that they do is reflective of who we are. We don't even research into our own culture, our own practices, our own history. We don't.
Maybe the people at the Institute of African Studies will say otherwise. Or
They can say otherwise, but does it reflect? Do we know our culture? Do we learn our culture? We don't. Right from infancy, you're taught to speak English. And already you are already forming the idea that your language is inadequate. Because otherwise, why do you need another language in order to get an education? You know?
so culture should be a core subject in our education right from the beginning.
It is the only education, proper education in life, as defined. I'm not just making this up. Okay? Education is an organized study and knowledge of your culture, your heritage, your history, and your language. So, if you don't know these things, you are illiterate to your community anyway. You see what I mean? So, we've reversed this thing. Now, the people rather who know, we call them illiterates. And those who don't know think that they're ones who know. Okay? And I mean, there are simple, silly things like you cannot stand for president if you don't speak English. You have to have a certain.
Where does it say that?
Oh, you go and ask the woman who died of London.
Ekwedonko.
Yes. You know, I mean, you don't stand a chance. At least I know that in the Nigerian Constitution it is there that you have to have a degree
To become president.
Yes. You know, but the whole system is wrong. What happens to us, the real people? It's crazy.
So the education system needs to be turned upside down.
Of course. Look, all the progressive ethnic groups in the world, they don't start by teaching their people a foreign language. In fact, they don't allow them to go to formal education until they have established who they are. You know, they can answer you when you say, "Who the hell are you?" They know what to say. And they're very proud. And they feel equal to or better than anybody else. They don't cower and, try to hide who they are. You know, they don't say of their grandmothers and stuff that one they're almost from a bosom. In Jesus. You know, that's a very bad indictment. You know, you've got to respect your origins. Otherwise, who are you? You're a slave.
You're very passionate about this.
Oh yes, there's no question about that in my mind. Of course, how can we sit here and pretend to be other people? And pretend, look, there is, it's so sad because our knowledge about our ecosystem alone, it surpasses everything that they've taught us. You see what I mean? They use and abuse. We do not. Our whole culture is about preservation. It's about nurturing. You know what I mean? It's about humanity. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we're going to take all these things from, God knows where, and then we act like that's the bee's knees. Everything else is rubbish. So a lot of our people are dead inside. they think, say, after a black man there. Come and say, oh, black man. That's what they lament.
Black sense.
Oh, black man there, is hopeless. Everything great is white. And it's a very bad thing for our people, especially for our younger people. We have to start building in them, the consciousness, the awareness, the history. Give them their own heroes, because they have heroes. We sit here and act like we don't have a history. We had gold, a whole gold industry, right? That Mansa Musa went on a pilgrimage and caused the biggest inflation the world has ever known. And yet we sit here and go and borrow technologies to deal with gold and then give everything away. What is our philosophy of life? We don't know. Our philosophy of life is that we, the current living, are part of a cycle. Okay? It's the dead, the living, and the unborn. Okay? And that we, the living, we are just caretakers of the resources on behalf of the unborn. And that you're supposed to take it and improve it and leave something worthwhile to the unborn. But we take it and we destroy it. Without a care, without a thought about what happens to the future.
Can you wrap your head around the utter destruction of the environment as a result of Galamsey?
Oh God. You see, I keep saying this, that when our people revere the river bodies, the natural bodies, they say, oh, it's fetish. This is backwardness. You think if we revered our river bodies, they'll be in the state today? No. No, because we know that it is part of our life that sustains us. Okay? Our practices, the way we fish, the way we farm, the way we rotate, and we leave some parts fallow and everything. It's all a science. Only we don't see it. Okay? Because these people are fashioning everything for us to buy, including names, including clothing, including a legal system that, is adversarial for us, ours is conciliatory. So who are we then? Why are we going through this? Why are our leaders, so-called leaders, living apart from our people? How can you elect somebody who doesn't live within your community?
It's the wall, Aban.
I'm just obsessed with this thing.
Yeah,
the wall. Yeah, it's crazy. The Japanese, the Chinese, the Indians are doing it. Why can't we do it? What is wrong with us? That we have no confidence in who we are. Because we don't even know our history. We don't research.
Where should the revival or the renaissance or the renewal, where should it start from? What should be step one?
I think, first of all, we should ask ourselves, what are we afraid of? Okay? We have survived up to this time. And there was a lot going on. That's why it's important to do research and have the knowledge base. And a lot of the research is out there. We just have to collect it properly and then organize it properly. And then start teaching ourselves and especially our children. Because that is the core of the whole thing. If they grow up being confident in who they are and proud to be who they are and where they are, everything will change. Everything will change, And it's not about what I can get. Because if we do that, we destroy everything. It's about we as a community. We've had great social service, in terms of taking care of the weak, You go to any community, you see that they take care of the aged,
Even the people who are mentally
Yes.
unsound. I observe it a lot. You go to maybe the Gary and Beans cellar and you see somebody who's not well but standing there quietly and then knowing that when the queue becomes
is now.
smaller, they'll find something
They
for
will-
him
they
or
will.
her.
Yeah, they
and
will.
they always do it.
Yes.
Yeah, they give something to
Yes.
the person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know. So we have to accept ourselves. Otherwise, it will never turn out any good. You know. Otherwise, soon Ghana will become like a haven for rich people coming for holidays, and our people will be dressed like feathers and all kinds of silly outfits, serving them. But we are a proud people. We are of kings. You understand? And it's only our culture in the world in which everybody is landed and free. It's only us. The English never had it. The land was owned by the king. But the king, the chief, controls the land for us and with us. You see what I mean? There's a hierarchy that comes from the bottom of the people, You see what I mean? Like the Busia have a Busia penny that represents,
Head of the family, right?
and then the Busia pennies come together and they have an Odikru. But the Odikru takes their power from the Busia penny and so on up to the top. So the top is responsible to the people underneath them. That is a beautiful, rational, human system. You see what I mean? It's not a dog eat dog. It is a thinking people, emancipated. And yet we throw all this away, including our gold, for fool's shine.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So after UG, what happened?
After UG, I taught in Achimota School.
Okay, what
for
subject?
national Assembly. Agricultural science.
Okay. What was that like being a teacher?
It was
being a
great
student?
fun. It was, having young people, curious minds, and different attitudes and how to ameliorate things, It was beautiful.
Were you staying on campus?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a bungalow.
Attached to a particular house? Or
No, they tried to, but I didn't stay long enough.
which house did they want to give you?
I can't even remember. I can't, because soon after I was there, I realized that I had to move on.
This is like in the mid-70s, thereabouts.
Yeah,
Yes, because you went to Legon in 69.
yeah,
How long was the degree programs back then? 3 years?
4.
It was 4 years. So by 73, you were done.
Yeah,
And then you did you worked in Achimota.
Yeah.
Was that national service?
yeah.
Yes.
It was not.
Yeah, that's when it came out first. Yeah.
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 And so after Achimota?
After Chimota, I got a job with a shipping company in Tema.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went back to Tema.
as a commercial manager.
Okay. What was that like?
It was beautiful. I mean,
What was your responsibility? What did you have to do?
Well, I had to collate the commercial aspect of all our, activities. Because we ship things for people, we ship things out. Had to find cargo for the vessels to, load and take out, like cocoa. Had to canvas for people to ship their things to Ghana through our vessels.
Yes, so import.
Yeah.
So import and export.
Yeah.
Were you there when the 79 coup happened?
79.
When
In Tema.
JJ Rawlings, yes.
Yeah, I was there.
You were in Tema then?
Yeah.
What was that like when the coup happened?
It was bizarre. And I mean, I couldn't get my head round it, but not that I had my head round what was there before anyway, I thought that, it was a silly system that wasn't even for our benefit. You know what I mean? That up to now, the thinking is that we are not good enough to do certain things. So we're paying so much. I saw some analysis. We're paying so much through the nose for expertise that is not really absent. and that we are not even training people
To take over
to take over.
when they're gone.
Yeah, you know, a substantial amount of our resources. You know, they take their percentage, and then they take a huge percentage too for personnel. You know, and people keep saying that, oh, you know, it's okay because it's a learning process, but it's not. It is a contract, and we fall for it. And you know, our people are easily swayed because they get benefits. That's all.
Did the coup affect your shipping job?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, it didn't affect it very much actually, because after a while, my boss ran away. You know,
Was he a Ghanaian?
Yeah.
He ran away.
Yeah.
But they were looking for him. Yeah.
You know, the soldiers were rampant. You know, any person they see as well-to-do, they go and try to extort money from them.
Back then, where were you living when you were working in the shipping company?
In Tema.
You were living in Tema?
Yeah.
Okay.
Community Power Extension, yeah.
So your boss just ran?
Yeah, after a while, he couldn't take it. Sometimes they would come to his house with guns. You know, there was not sufficient control. That's the bare facts. So many people lost their lives, you know, on just traffic checks with soldiers.
Wow.
Yes. You know, there were all kinds of atrocities. You know, and you know, in a way, sometimes I think Rollins was a savior because the Buga Buga boys really wanted to take over, like the way the Doe did in Liberia. You understand? Because they felt that they had the real power, and were even plotting to kill everybody over 40. All kinds of silly,
What kind of crazy plan was that? Everybody over 40 would die?
Yeah. The same point now, one more. You know?
Mad.
You know, because they have no basis for leadership.
Yeah.
You know, just because you have access to a gun, if you become a leader, then every solution has to come through the gun. That's your basis for being there, right? It doesn't make any sense.
No way.
No, even in our tradition, they train the leaders. The chieftaincy is trained to deal with the community. You know, they know what they're doing. But you take these politicians, where's their training? What's their background? Nothing. They don't even know their culture. So at least, all right, okay, we have a parliament, right? But let us have a House of Chiefs. That will be the upper chamber that can make sure that the rules that we are creating are being sieved through a traditional lens so that it sits with our people. No, nothing like that. Even the English have it.
House of Lords.
Yeah. And we sit here, at least they are protecting the monarchy, you know. We sit here, we're not protecting nothing. You know? And the TV is too much. Too much.
Was it a scary time in '79, that time?
Oh, it was scary. Look, when I was going to have my second child, my then wife started having what do you call
Contractions?
it? Contractions. Around about midnight, and those days there was a curfew.
Yes.
And if you're not,
66.
if you stepped out during that time and you're not careful, you know, something horrible will happen to you. Because they were themselves scared, you know, of other things, you know, and counter
coups.
You know, so they were very jittery. And I had to drive her.
Through Tema.
No. At that time I was in Accra. Okay. And to Legon Hospital to give birth.
How many checkpoints did you go through?
Oh, Chakpo. And have you noticed the phenomenon going on now? Police checkpoints all over the place. Why? Is it a police state? There's no other way for police to, you know, catch the rogues and the thieves, but to stop every vehicle on the way and cause jams every 100 yards. You go to the police headquarters, you see the police check barriers. Plenty they put there. Plenty. And today I went somewhere else and I saw plenty of them sitting there. So what kind of country are we building?
I hope she made it to the hospital for the delivery.
Yeah, she did. She did. I mean, with a lot of luck, you just hope and pray that nothing untoward or you don't meet some evil person, But it's scary.
Did the execution shock you?
In a way it did. Yeah, in a way it did. In a way it did. But I don't think that they found the right way to justify it. Not that it was unjustified. Some of it wasn't, okay? But they didn't have the right setup to investigate properly, and then, I think it was just too much personal selection in those things,
I wasn't around, but...
You were not around?
No, I wasn't. We were not in the country then. But I understand that there were people were screaming, let the blood flow.
Yes, there were people screaming, let the blood flow, because the whole idea had been that certain people were enjoying. There used to be cheats, there used to be special favors.
To send a piece of paper to get access to commodities.
There used to be Fautubaji Golf, all kinds of things, and nobody was... There has never been any coherency in our governance system. Let's face it. It has been imposed since colonial times, and it's still there. It is not of us. I mean, how many traditional people will go to court for a redress? Does the system work for them? You have to go and get a lawyer. You can't even speak the language. And then it costs you a fortune. It is there for the benefit of certain people and certain systems. It is not there for ordinary people. But they are the citizens that make us a people. Okay? So it's very sad. I mean, we really have to do something. The way it's going now, the rate at which they're stealing.
It's too crazy, eh?
It's crazy. I mean, when the new president came, one of the first things he said was that they are tracing over $20 billion of stolen government assets. Isn't that crazy? It's absolutely mind-blowing, but it's as if it's nothing. And yet we say, oh, the chiefs are corrupt, Chiefs, how much corruption can they do? Is what I mean. They are, in their communities, they've been disempowered, and a lot of times they do things to serve the community.
Can the chiefs stop the illegal miners?
Straight away. They can stop.
So why are they not doing it?
Because they have been disempowered. Police and army can go to the chiefs and arrest them. You understand? They have no affiliation with the power system. Don't forget, look, what we have legal power, which is based on ammunition and standing people, standing armies, like of police, of army, okay? They enforce. That is legal because it's written on paper. Then we have what is legitimate. This is of us. This is how we do things. This is how we understand. So when we talk about legitimate leadership, we're talking about the chiefs and people. Okay? So these people, they were handed power because of somebody else's interest. The colonialists. They catapulted them into and created all these party lines. Who are parties? What is their relevance to the communities? Nothing. Nothing. What is even the difference between the parties? It's almost like ethnic, At the basis of it, in the final analysis, it's ethnic. A few,
Overlaps?
Yeah, a few overlaps, but, that's it, And the worst thing is that the power is so absolute that they can do anything. They can change the constitution. They can change the Supreme Court head. They can change the commissioner of elections. They can do anything. The president has too much power. You understand? So how can they call it a democracy? Everything can be legal if you wish, if you are in control. It doesn't make sense.
And that's why they fight to get into power, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, certain things I shouldn't say, but I mean, after certain people became president, everybody wanted to be president because they saw how rich they got. They said, this is the way to make money. That's the crown. That is how they make money. Kafui, you don't see that?
I see what you're talking about.
It's clear as daylight.
Are you hopeful that things will change, though?
They have to change.
Are you hopeful, though?
Yes, I'm hopeful because I think that if at worst, to get to a point where people will just openly rebel, you know, because they're not getting any satisfaction. There's a lot of unemployment. There's a lot of people suffering. Look at housing. Simple things. We don't have housing for our people. All they're building is these big high rises, you know, that are always like 3/4 empty. And apparently it is it's to launder money. Anyway, that's another matter. But a simple thing, Kafui, I've never seen any city that calls itself a city without a municipal transport system. In Ghana, we don't have it. We've had it for many years, but we don't have it. You don't have efficient transportation. You know, and every time we're throwing money at it, but because it becomes a party thing, it is a means to make money for the party members and for the party. Okay? So all these contracts are subject to these things. And we see blatant abuse. But nobody says anything. And then they take it through the legal system. It takes forever and ever. You know? It's crazy. We've been taken for a ride.
It's time to get off the bus, right?
Oh, yes, definitely have to. You know, I mean, Ghanaians have to wake up. We have to call on our leaders, that is the chiefs, to take up their rightful place, okay, and demand certain things for their people, okay? Yes, they have to. That is what they're there for.
I'll touch back on it, that topic again pretty soon. And I'm going back to the music, and not even before the music, what you did after school. So you taught, you were in a commercial shipping company. Were you in film and media as well?
Yes, I was with Film Africa, Kwanzaa.
Okay, what were you doing there?
I was their commercial manager.
Okay. What did that entail? I know what a shipping guy does, but what does a film and media
It
commercial manager do?
entailed marketing and selling the film products.
Okay.
Okay, we had a good film called Love Brewed in the African Pot.
Ah, the classic. You marketed it?
Yeah, I was part of it.
To who?
We went and sold to, in the US, to the public broadcasting system.
Nice.
Yeah. You know?
So you went and pitched it to them?
Yes. We went and pitched it. We went and found, I mean, I went with Cole, you know, and we did a lot of beautiful work.
What was it like working with him?
Kwanzaa, he's a creative genius, you know, he's a creative genius, but it was an uphill task, you know, because the systems were not in place to market African stuff to Americans, as opposed to marketing American stuff to Africans, which, you know, the media overwhelmingly.
Yeah, Hollywood pushes stuff down.
You know,
TV, series.
you know, even very false narratives.
Yeah,
you know.
propaganda.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I remember we used to love to be cowboys, and we thought Indians were Yeah.
The baddies.
Yeah. Only to grow up and get the eyes open. Whoa!
That they were the exploited.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the power of film.
That's the
If
power
it's
of
used
the
in media.
and the media. You know, and up to now, a lot of propaganda. I mean, a lot of people in Ghana, they think Putin is evil, and Putin has never attacked any African country, or you know, that kind of thing. And the people rather who have stationed their troops here, who are doing all kinds of things, we want to beat them. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy. We allow all kinds of things. Even our food, there's no food security. You're talking about rice, right? You know, it's crazy. And you know, there's a few people controlling all these trades, and we allow them, and we even help them to suppress the local industry. You know, we go for all these conditionalities, and we think that they are helping us, but they are picking out the best, yielding businesses and selling to their own people. Okay, and they are discouraging our food security and encouraging us to grow more stuff for exports.
Why can't the leaders just realize this? What's preventing them?
Because they are working to a certain script. You think these leaders, they come trained, they know what the hell they are doing. Just the office is enough. There's everything set up there. Okay?
Plug and play?
Yeah, I mean, look at civil service. It's crazy. You know? But we can't seem to even talk about it. We just accept that, okay, this is how it is. But it doesn't make sense. And somebody has to stand up and say it.
What kind of pushback have you gotten, or what kind of reaction have you gotten from your stance on issues?
I have some very encouraging responses. And then I have a few who think that I just don't understand that we are not ready. So we have to give everything away.
To be ready?
Yeah. You know, that the IMF is trying to help us.
Really?
And everybody knows that it is designed to put us in hock so that they can take our resources. Every sane person knows that. Okay? Unless you're not thinking at all. You understand? Because if they were really there, you know, they wouldn't charge such interest rates anyway, would they?
Well, this is the 17th time we've been there. I mean, it was working.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it stands to reason, you know. And, you know, some people have been proven that we don't need to go that route. But they say, hey, this is how it is done.
I saw a story recently of one of the Southern African countries celebrating that they finally paid off their loans to the IMF or something. Yeah, they were excited.
Yeah, they should be. If you manage to get out
Of jail.
with those people, you know. Yeah, it's a system that is designed, you know. It's for certain people. We know that. We know that. We don't have the power of veto. We don't have any power. We go and talk. And if we can't talk, we have to talk diplomatically. When we're at our worst, you know, we have to talk so diplomatically. We can't say what we really want. And we don't even know what we really want anyway, because the leadership doesn't represent, the governance doesn't represent the real people.
If the chiefs were to have a role in governance, how would it work? We have a lot of traditional areas in this country. What would you envisage? What's the picture that you see if the chiefs had a bigger role to play? What's the blueprint?
I think that ideally, we shouldn't even have these MPs and elections and parties. It doesn't make sense. It's divisive. You know, it's to no particular direction. Okay, I think that we should work as one. But each area has its own system. Okay, and then the areas come together. Okay, and select some people, some of their peers who have that bent, you know, or who have at least the knowledge to be able to hire the right people, you know, do the right things. and so on and so forth, until it gets to the House of Chiefs, where they elect a certain president for a certain period, okay, and they review it consistently.
So it's the House of Chiefs that will elect the president?
Yes, just like the chief himself is has the support of all those under him.
Would the president come from one of those chiefs?
It doesn't have to, because we are a multi-ethnic community. I mean, through no fault of ours, Ghana has become a country, okay? And it's not based on ethnicity. It's just based on, the carving up.
The lines.
Okay? But it has become a reality with us. So we have to understand that the Constitution of Ghana, I don't mean the written constitution, but what constitutes Ghana is the ethnic groups. That's the only thing that makes you Ghanaian, so-called. You're not Ghanaian because, what? You believe in the national anthem, or what? You're Ghanaian because you belong to a certain ethnic group, okay?
But some ethnic groups also flow over into other countries.
Of course, but that's because of the nature
lines.
of the carve-up. Even some houses fall between two countries.
Correct.
It's like they went to a piece of land, and there's I always give this example, an anthill there. Do you think it will affect? They'll build their wall around it. They just come through.
That's it.
It's of no consequence. That means we don't matter. Please, let it get into our skulls that we don't matter to these people.
So we should just go ahead and do our thing.
Of course. Of course, we should just go ahead and do our things. And the less we follow their systems, the better we are, the stronger we are. You look at countries like, you remember Sekaturi?
Yes, Guinea.
Guinea. He was the traditional head of that country. And try as they may, they couldn't get to him. You look like Robert Mugabe. He was the head. Look at Seretse Khama. Okay? He was. And he managed to put his country on a certain footing, which was both traditional, but they believed in who they are. They're doing marvelously well. You understand? They still know who they are. They still know who they are.
It's an interesting blueprint.
You see now.
Those who have ears, let them listen and hear. You went to London. You went to the UK in the early 80s. But before that, what were you doing? You've done your teaching, you've done your commercial shipping, you've done your film work. You set up your own consultancy as well?
Yeah, I set up a consultancy.
Commercial consultancy center.
Yeah, that's right.
What did you guys? What did your
Well,
company do?
what we did was to advise clients, shippers, people who ship goods, about how to safeguard the value of their shipments, things that get ruined or get lost and all that, how to, have a recourse to get their value back.
Okay.
It was a form of insurance thing.
Indeed. What was happening to the music at that time when you set up the consultancy?
At that time, the music was going on in the back of my mind.
That's an operating system.
Yeah, it was always on. It never
Were
stopped.
you writing songs and things like that?
Oh, yes.
You were?
I'm always doing that. Okay, I'm always doing that. But you see, for me, writing songs involves a lot of going through the same thing, and refining it.
So
Because it has so
reiteration.
many different colors, so many different aspects that you need to consider. And if you don't do it well, it detracts from the impact of the music.
So you were not a desperate artist. You had a lot of options. You had your own consultancy. What made you pack up and go off to the UK?
Well, I think at a point I realized that I wasn't getting the satisfaction that I thought life would give me. Okay. I thought that I'm just doing 9 to 5 stuff. I'm just chasing money, I was traveling all over the place, driving good cars and living in nice places.
What's your favorite car?
Mercedes. But anyway,
Fast.
it's just I felt an emptiness.
In spite of all the so-called good things.
Yeah. So I realized that I have to do what I want. God put me on this earth. He gave me certain talents, certain gifts, and I have to use them to the best of my ability.
So when you took off to the UK, was it the plan to go and record an album? Was that your plan?
Yeah, it was to go back to music.
Go back to music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did the schooling in the UK come? Is that when you went there?
Yeah. I was there, and then I thought that I wanted to modernize my knowledge, by doing IT, So I did mass comm based on IT.
All right.
Yeah.
So would you say London was a calling or an escape?
Both.
A calling and an escape.
Yeah. It gave me a clean slate to get into music, which here a lot of people just had no idea that from what I was doing. I was in the corporate world. They knew me. They thought it was just fanciful stuff. Okay, but I knew deep in my heart that I needed to do that.
What did your mother think of you shutting down, packing up and going to the UK?
Well, at that time I was grown up anyway, and my mother had given me her best shot when she said that instead of going into music after sixth form, I should go to the university, get a degree, and get a backup, just in case music doesn't treat me the way I want to be treated.
Right.
So I thought, why not?
How did your dad feel about your decision?
My dad, he just told me that I should be careful because all the musicians he knows become drunks. So I said, I'll be careful.
So you moved to London 83?
Runabout, yeah.
Yes, and Baya comes out in 87.
Yeah.
Between 83 and 87, what were you doing?
I was more or less settling down with my family. And I was running up my activities from Ghana. I had a lot of business interests. And then I was also testing the waters, the musical waters. Because, first of all, the biggest thing I wanted to do was to record the music. That was my biggest asset as far as I'm concerned, and I needed to find out how to go about it because I'd never had that experience here. So I set out doing that, and I did some recordings, a couple of songs anyway.
Before Baya?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are those tracks?
I never released them.
Okay, so you recorded but not released.
Yeah, I didn't release them.
So you still have the masters?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When are you releasing them?
I'm not releasing them.
Why not?
Because they were not mature enough. A lot of people encouraged me to release them, but I didn't think that.
Not even a concept album, the hidden files or the lost files of Ben Brako's early days on TikTok or something?
Maybe one day when I'm on my last legs. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do those tracks sound like?
High Life. One is called Kofi.
Kofi.
It's about the misadventure of people who are too impatient, And then the other one is called One Man No Chop, and it's about my whole beef about community and lack of support systems and all that.
Well, your songs were like, conscious, like how a lot of reggae music is talking about issues in the community. It's not just wind your waist and or stuff.
No.
So music with a purpose.
Yes, I had a conscience, and it impelled me to express it. I don't know what was bothering me, but I needed to get these things out.
Tell us about Baya. The recording of Baya.
Well, like I told you, I wrote most of the gems in that album in Legon.
Okay.
And I even performed it, you know. So they were still festering in my mind. I knew they needed to come out. They're like my babies. I needed to birth them. So I got the experience of recording the single, and then I realized what I needed to do,
Which was?
which was to act much more professionally, but keep in control. You know, you needed a good studio engineer. You needed some people who understood high life. You needed good technical production. Okay, so I went out for all those things.
Where did you find them?
In London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was,
through
who
friends.
was your engineer?
There was a guy called Dave Yawell. He was white though, but
British
he
person.
was used to working with
With Ghanaians.
Ghanaians and Africans.
Who were the personnel on the instruments?
Alfred Bannerman.
Guitar.
Guitar. You know, bass and others, they just contrived in the studio.
Yes.
Okay. So it was mainly the guitar and the keyboards.
Yes.
Okay. And the keyboards, we had the studio people, and John Kay did the most.
Oh,
of the
John Kay.
keyboard. Yeah.
Oh, you worked with John Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it was John Kay that
Produced it.
was instrumental in letting my music stand. You know.
He was a great musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like most good people, he was very stubborn. He had his ways, you know, and you had to fight him all the way to get what you want, because otherwise he ends up doing what he wants.
Yes. So you fought a lot.
Oh yeah, we fought a lot. Fought a lot, seriously.
Is it what on how the music sounds, or
Yeah, it's.
I don't want this here, take this out?
You know, he tries to put things into the song, which are a reflection of him. But I've lived with this music for years, and I know exactly how they're supposed to be. So in the end, I have to fight and fight and fight, make sure that it comes out the way I want, you know. But you know, he started understanding. He thought I was just a wannabe, you know. He thought that I was some rich kid, had money to blow, and decided that I'd be a musician. He didn't know my history, nothing, you know. So, but in the end, I think that sense prevailed, and you know, I got what I wanted.
How long did it take to record from day one you enter the studio till it's ready, master?
Oh God, I don't even know. But all I know is that in the middle of it, John Kay stopped working on my album and recorded his own album. You know, because you know he was also an artist.
An artist as well,
recorded,
exactly, yes.
You know,
Asaboni and all those things.
and he felt that from his mind, if he can do this for me, then he can do even better for himself.
Is that when he went and recorded Asaboni?
Yeah.
Akuma Asase?
Yeah.
In the middle of your project?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you feel?
And then started, you know, projecting himself
Yeah.
in more traditional colors. I didn't feel nothing about it. I knew that he was a recording artist. I knew he had ambitions that way, and it didn't matter to me.
So who stepped in after John Kay left?
Stepped in with what?
I mean, he was in the middle of the work and he left. Or
No,
the work had been done.
Almost done, but not completed.
So who completed it?
No, John Kay came back.
Oh, he came back?
Yeah.
Oh, he paused, did his stuff,
Uh-huh.
and then came back and continued?
Yeah. Yeah.
How long was that pause?
It was about at least 3 months.
So what were you doing in the 3 months?
I was doing all kinds of things, you know. I mean, I do what I usually do.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I run my family, you know. I create things, you know. I always have things that I'm doing. Yeah.
So he comes back, he finishes it.
He comes back, you know, he's ready to work again, and then we do it. You know. That's the long and short of it.
Bayer is ready.
Bayer's ready.
Okay. When you started, did you know you was going to be called Bayer, or it came later?
It came later. I hadn't titled it, you know, as an album. Yeah. But when it came to design the cover
Yes.
and, you know, conceptualize on everything, then the idea of Bayer came. You know, Bayer is a going back thing.
Yeah.
You know, and like Mokomikrom, You know, it was one of the themes that I favored. Yeah.
Where was it released first?
Simultaneously in Ghana and England.
Okay.
Yeah. I sent it ahead of me.
Huh?
Yeah, because some of my friends who heard it just were beside themselves, you know, and, you know, they just couldn't help. They came and started making things, working, introducing people and all that. So, and I had some friends too who helped me, you know, both financially and, you know, all otherwise. So they had a stake in it, you know. They were not looking for profit or anything. They just wanted to help it come out, birth it properly. So, yeah.
Did you know that Baya would become timeless?
How would I know? I can't see into the future.
I mean, you have some gifts that I don't know, you know. I mean, you don't you have a good vibe when you think that this is going to be something massive?
Oh yes, I mean, everything that I do, I think it's going to be massive, but they're not always tense because there's a lot of angles to everything. You know, you don't always get it right. You know, but when everything is right, yes, you know, I believe.
And the music still sounds. Then you play the songs now; they still sound fresh.
Yes, they're called ever fresh.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is there a song on that album that really means a lot to you?
Yes. I mean, all the songs, they're like my children, and I love each one for, you know, different reasons. But the song that speaks me strongest is Ete.
My Fanti is very rudimentary, so just give me the general sense of what that song is trying to communicate.
Well, first of all, I have to tell you that Ete is a traditional god. Okay. And in Cape Coast, there are 99 gods.
Somebody counted them?
Oh, it's known. They even use it in
Appellations?
Prosa verbs, yeah.
99 gods.
99 gods. You know.
Where does Ete rank in those gods? In the pantheon of Fanti gods?
Well, they don't rank them like,
like Champions
the
League.
number one hit. But each one has its role.
Okay.
Okay. And Ete is the god of the lagoon. There's a lagoon in Cape Coast. I don't know what's become of it now, but in those days, every year it will open into the sea and it gets refreshed and renewed. You know, it stops it from being stale, and then new stock comes in.
Yep.
You know, and it keeps fresh.
Like a rebirth, regeneration.
Yeah. So it is considered an activity worthy of celebration. Okay, it means renewal, rebirth, like you said, and it's a harvest. So they have a whole festival. Okay, Fitu Afashe, based on that. You know, and it's a big thing. It's a massive thing.
So that Fetu Afeshe festival that comes on every year is centered around that particular deity.
Yeah.
We learn something new every day.
You see that. And so Ete, for me, represents the need for us to come back to ourselves. To say Ete Bejihen. That means
Come save us.
come save us. You say Mobrowa. Ebobo Abrewa Poso. Ohona Ibohu Kwasia Aye. That means you now see how foolish, how unwise you've been. Say Bob Porwayim. Bleach your skin. Beshu muhi. Fry your hair. Say awa enye bibini enye brunyi.
You need a black person or a white person.
Hair. So that bendana ibobo when you are trivial.
When will you open your eyes to see the world?
Yes. Ohona Ibohu took bele.
He said, you know your foolishness.
Again.
Togbele.
You see, you mean a Togbele.
Yeah.
When a fatty says you're a Togbele,
It's a high song.
I tell you.
There's more. I'm listening. I'm enjoying.
I said, but then which I'm a winner
You turn your back on your people,
on your brethren.
on your brethren. Okay.
I know. That one there, I was in one for.
Meaning.
Lie to yourself that you're better than your own.
Mm.
The people you come from, and you get some idiots telling you that, oh,
Forget that.
forget them. They don't know this is all backward. Be like me, and you capture the whole world, and you believe that, So you're lying to yourself that you're better than your own. It can only be a lie. So
So the song is it's like a trace speaking to the people, correct?
yes,
Uh-huh.
it's speaking to the people, and they are God.
Through you.
You see what I mean? They are God. We're asking that let us be our true selves, and the God represents that in our lives, You see what I mean? If we believed in this system, which is a natural system, okay, then we wouldn't sell ourselves short. We wouldn't denigrate ourselves. We wouldn't, put ourselves down.
Do people really listen to these lyrics while they are dancing to the song?
No, they don't. That's a that's a
This
sad
is
part of it.
serious, man.
Yeah.
They're just
They
dancing away.
don't. A lot of people, when I tell them the lyrics, they get shocked. Say, hey,
They've been dancing to I'm sure they're even afraid of the God.
oh yes. They're afraid that I'm going rogue.
You put the message in the music and nobody heard it.
Nobody
This is
heard it.
87.
Yeah, but a few people heard
Yeah,
it.
it's almost 40 years old.
Some people heard it, but not enough. But it's still there, and people are hearing it more and more.
And you wrote this song when you were in university? In your 20s?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I went to Legon at 19,
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And then there's a song called Mary.
maybe. Yeah.
What does that song mean to you now? Mary means what? I'm done.
Maybe talks about the stages of life, and when you complete stages, when you're a child, what is important to you, But after you say maybe I'm done with that hair.
On to the next one.
Hair, you get into women and marriage and relationships, and you get your fights and your joys, But after all that, you say even the every. Then you become grown up and sitting by yourself playing your guitar and telling people about things. And you say that whether you listen or you don't listen, media, I'm done.
It's a good song to end a concert.
Yeah.
Is that what you used to do?
Always.
It's a perfect song to end.
Always. People even let me go without
Yeah.
finishing
It
with
just kind of
Miriam.
caps everything nicely. Yeah. That
Yeah.
album was powerful.
Yeah.
I can still remember the cover.
Okay.
Yeah. You were
Yeah.
bare-chested.
Yeah.
Was that intentional?
Well, I went to this studio with a good photographer, and I said, I showed them an album cover, and I wanted something like that. I think it was Lionel Richie or somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
And he looked at it. I said, I want something, close to this. He says, Ben, you can do better than this. I'll show you. So I left it to him, and he, designed everything.
Yeah.
And I was worried about what to wear. He said, don't wear nothing.
That's it.
Yeah. So we did it, and, it just worked.
It's a great album.
I'm grateful.
Did you record any other album apart from that album?
Oh yeah, I recorded many albums, but I must say I had technical difficulties with some of the albums. So some of the songs did not come out the way they didn't present at their best. But a lot of people, a lot of my followers love all my songs. You know, they take the lyrics, you know, they take the tunes and they love it.
You're still performing?
Yes.
When was your last performance? We're recording this on the 21st, the day after your birthday, May.
Yeah.
When was the last?
I think early this year, the plus 233, yeah.
Okay.
We did a benefit for the aged musician. Yeah. And it was a wonderful show. It was a wonderful show, and people welcomed me so much. You know, I really felt good. You know, because there were top acts there. Kwabla, Bravo. They all performed well at the top of their game.
But you're on the bill now. They have to. Everybody has to perform well. You're a top actor as well.
Well, at least they didn't leave me behind.
No, they didn't. Let me just play this. This thought experiment. If they deleted the name Ben Brako from the history of Ghanaian music, what would we lose?
Hopefully nothing. But one of the things I used to be so proud of, but then I thought, what the hell? You know, people used to tell me that a lot of my peers got back into high life because of my music. You know,
okay.
And I thought that was a good epitaph.
But it's a good thing. I mean, if they were inspired by your music, then you've impacted.
Because they divorced from, you know, high life music and
Why?
Ghanaian music.
Is it the same old identity thing again?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You know, to be avant-garde, to be of the world, you have to, you know,
Leave Ghana.
You know, deal with the James Browns and the Beatles and, you know, Michael Jacksons and all that. You know, why play native music? You know,
The same problems that High Life had at the beginning when people were looking down on it.
yeah,
It's just been transferred over generations.
yeah.
Let's talk about the music industry in Ghana. You've spoken about the industry. You've raised concerns about weak systems, exploitation of artists, quality of modern music, issues of rights, ownership, and creators and their what is due them. Why are you having these conversations even at this time?
Well, it's the same thing we're talking about, you know, that we don't have a system that reflects us, that represents our culture, who we are, our heritage, you know, our value system. You understand? You know, we don't even value our own products. You know, you see this thing I'm telling you about, the high life music. A lot of the, you know, the people then young, you know, who were aspiring to, you know, be great people in Ghana, were not interested in high life. You wouldn't go to a disco,
And here, High Life.
proper disco and hear high life. Seldom. Once in a while you hear an ampedu or, you know, something that comes and hits and goes. But predominantly we're playing American music. You see what I mean? So that's the culture they were projecting. And the thing is, our government still does not represent who we are. They don't value, look at our artifacts that have been trapped in other museums. You know, because they're so venerated there, now people want them back.
And now they're loaning them back to us.
They're not back. Can you
It's a
imagine?
long loan.
This is crazy. How possible?
How'd you loan what belongs
You
to
come
you?
and steal somebody's thing, and he says, "Oh, I want my thing back." I say,
So
okay,
I'll loan it.
I'll let you. You don't know how to keep it, but you know how to make it. That's foolishness, isn't it?
It doesn't make
Seriously.
sense. Doesn't
No.
make sense. Yeah.
No. And some people are refusing outright to bring it back. Even the Vatican is hoarding a lot of stuff. You know, they're all complicit in all this slavery and, you know, bad trade practices and lies and lies. Even written history is full of lies. Oral history is much more true than written, but they say it's not accurate. You know.
It's past. I mean, griots can tell the stories of their ancestors from 3-4 centuries down. Yeah. So,
So, you know, we're in a terrible place.
and it's reflecting in the music industry.
Yes, because you see, the government cannot see the value in developing our arts and putting incentives there.
President Nkrumah did well back then with scholarships and promoting high life.
Yeah, but it was more of a personal promotion.
So you
I mean,
wanted-
he will go somewhere and then he will bring high life artists. So it's part of his, you know, halubalu.
So you want it to be like institutionalized?
Of course, of course. That has to be the basis of our whole artistic enterprise, you know. I mean, look, Beatles were knighted. Why? Because they earned so much money for UK.
Mm-hmm. But that could only happen because there were systems to make sure that that money would come from the UK. Where are our systems?
That's what we needed to develop.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we needed to put our mind. You know, there have been examples, okay, and great economies created on music, okay, and the world wasn't getting anything new, you know, and we had so many opportunities. But you see, with these people, when it comes to money, if you don't take your chances, they will take it for you. And then you say, hey, our music is great too, but you never got a penny out of it.
So is it that like in Ghana we love music, I mean emotionally, but we are failing musicians structurally? Would you say that?
It's not just musicians. It's the whole, you know,
Ecosystem?
yeah, it's the whole ecosystem. We have great painters, we have great artists, we have great singers, we have, you know, we have a lot of talent. In fact, it is a whole stream of talent that is there, but we're not nurturing them. You know, we're not using them in the right way. We're not even encouraging them. Okay? I mean, governments even help other businesses to set up and invest in the arts because they know the value they can get out of it. You remember when Nigeria was known as the 419 country? Now what are they known as?
Afrobeats, I guess.
Thank you. Yeah. And what was the difference? Investment. Okay? And focus.
So there needs to be a will, like a vision from the government. But what about groups like the Ghana Music Rights Organization, GAMRO, and then Musicians Union of Ghana, Musica? What can they do to fix the problems?
Musicians Union is just a union of musicians. And it's not even that well articulated, okay? Because defining who is a musician in Ghana is a very tough thing. Because you can go from the traditional, from drummer who plays with the palace, okay, to those who play kete, you know, they're all musicians.
Sure.
But they don't think they belong to the union, okay, because the union is organized along a certain line, which is not Ghanaian. You see what I mean? Now, the music rights also, they don't have the proper influence on governance to enact the right laws and effect them. You see what I mean? I mean, I still see people selling bootleg music on the streets,
in traffic,
on CDs. Yeah.
So I have reggae for you.
Yeah.
I have high life.
Yeah. I mean, people used to come and sell my own music to me.
What was your reaction, man?
I was livid, you know, but you know.
Some people, Ben Brako, come on.
They thought they were helping me.
Did they know you were Ben Brako?
Yes.
So what would he say?
He would say, Fewadi, I say my ball pa, my ton. Am I popular?
He is making you popular. He sold enough of the bootleg CDs.
Yeah. I even took some to court.
Yeah. How was the outcome?
It was taking so long, I had to go back.
How long?
It took, I mean, they postponed it for a year or something, you know, and I just couldn't sit here, you know, when I had other engagements.
But that's wild, man. Somebody selling you your own music.
Yes. And I had copies. I had copies of what they produced. You know, different cover, everything, you know.
What?
Yeah.
Buyer?
Yeah. It was terrible, you know. But the system will not do anything to help me, you know, and have to go through the court system. And it's a whole halubalu thing. adjustments, this and that,
Apart from these street hawkers, have you also ever been cheated up by the system? I mean, in the 80s, there was hardly any major musician who didn't have a story of having been cheated by a record label, a producer, whatever, label, whatever. Did you ever have any other experience like that?
I didn't even put any store on it, is what I mean. Because, really, I never got into music to make money. Okay? It's just the love of my life.
So why are you chasing the hawkers, man?
Huh?
Why were you chasing the hawkers?
No, because I just wanted to show that it is fundamentally wrong. You see, we come from a culture where music is a part of our daily lives, where musicians go to the court of the chief and, they are almost hired there. They play every day, and then they get taken care of. So people see music as, like
a vocation?
Not a vocation.
Not really a business.
Not a business. That is something you do for favor. And you find our radio stations, our televisions, the hotels, they play music for free.
Yeah.
And we tried and made a law of it, but you can't effect it.
So have you ever been paid any royalties from the people who use your music or whatever?
No, the only thing I got paid a bit of money was because the government voted, put a certain surcharge on cassette and recording materials, imports, and then give some of that money to the
musicians,
so that it will be paid as royalties. It wasn't based on sales or the number of replays or anything.
But how about the UK? Is your music registered there?
Yeah.
So you're getting paid?
Yeah, I got paid a lot.
Good.
When it was fresher, but these days, things have moved on.
But are people?
I'm not there pushing it.
Pushing it. But how about streaming? Because these days it's
streaming is the biggest con ever. The streamers get all the money. And you get you're lucky to get 6 cents.
For how many thousands of streams?
You're lucky to get 6 cents. I can bring you the figures. It's abhorrent. Yeah.
I see today's musicians, some of them, I think it's Kwame Yeboah who said he was releasing his new project, I think on a vinyl or something, and then you'd have to pay to get the music. People are trying to get around the system because, as you said, the streaming is not working.
Yeah, but these people, they have it tight, if you do it on vinyl, how many people have vinyls today? And they will just record it and share it. There's no gain in it. It's trying to get around, but these people have cornered the market already.
So the music business, you don't have any faith in it that it will be. Where are people making the money from music now?
From shows, from endorsements, from social media, from so many other avenues, Yeah. And even those, a lot of the big ones are still complaining. Because you get 500,000 hits, and the money they give you for that, it's not like at first when they used to get percentage on sales.
Yes.
And the people made good money. But these days it's
so touring, and you have to be healthy and strong to tour.
Yeah. It's not that you have to be healthy, but you have to be current, and you have to, you have to do it right professionally, and in so many senses, their way of doing it, because they have cornered it, okay, and the professionals that are recognized. That's how Nigeria made the breakthrough. They're able to hire the top people. You see what I mean? And we're still playing with mice. We're still playing with mice. And
you said in your time you'd go to the club and you would hear mostly American music, very little Ghanaian music. These days the Ghanaian input has increased, but you can go to a function and you will hear 80% Nigerian music being played by the DJs.
Yeah.
And very little Ghanaian music. And they say, oh, this is what the people want.
Yeah. Well, that's that's the sad part of the whole thing. But we don't have the consciousness. Okay, it has to be drummed. Like, the media has to have a certain minimum amount of Ghanaian music.
Yeah.
Look, even rubbish can be sold.
Of course.
You understand?
Yeah.
And if it's your rubbish, the better it is if it's sold. You see what I mean? So, to get license for the airwaves and all that, you have to satisfy a certain amount that helps the local economy.
The laws are there, or it's probably their supervision, because they have content laws. I mean, content.
But what is the law if it's not enforced?
Yeah, exactly. What is my point?
What's the point? It's just a plaything. It's a joke. Why bother to write a law if you're not going to enforce it? It's because you don't take it seriously.
And then you have the traditionals who don't have written laws, but they enforce them.
Yeah. It's a funny one, I tell you.
You posted about Mekome Krom and like the whole cultural return. It's still something that but you're home now, so Mekome Krom, what does that mean? I'm going home.
Mekome Krom, like the theme buyer, it's not about physically relocating, even though that is the ideal. But it is about reconstituting yourself to be who you're meant to be.
So reconnecting with your roots,
yes,
which is your home.
Yes. What you eat, how you dress, the way you do your things, the way you welcome people, the way you interact with people, that is who we are. That is how we deal with people. It's fundamentally a very different thing.
Who is the Ghanaian truly?
Well, for one, it's you.
And you.
Yeah, it's difficult to define because, you go to the courts and, it's like a comedy. You're wearing these wigs, for Christ's sake. You're an independent country with a very buoyant culture. Even Burkina Faso has started changing their clothing.
The wigs,
Yes. Why do you need to dress like that? Because you want to look different or what? You want to be apart from your people? Why can't we embrace who we are? What are we afraid of? In the olden days, when people got close to the whites and they sort of accepted them in the fold, and then suddenly they went and dressed traditional, they said, hey, you've gone native. It's what I mean. That's how they'll describe it. So it's a disincentive. That means you are withdrawing from the circle.
So the wig should go.
Of course. Even if you're going to wear a wig, let them wear a black wig, for Christ's sake.
The blonde is irking you.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. And the curls. Am I? For goodness sake, please, let's have some realism, let us be who we are, who we've historically evolved to be, not who we've been imposed on us, and projected us by some other interests. And let's face it, we are serving outside interests. Purely. The fact that you wear certain clothes shows that you are denying your economy. The fact that you eat certain foods shows that, you are supporting other interests against your own people. How can you thrive? You can't even show off your best because you are busy showing off somebody's best. What are we afraid of? Kafui.
What do you think we are afraid of?
I think that we've allowed ourselves to be led into an ambush, and we can't seem to get out of it. Because certain interests are being catered for, and it's become a dog eat dog instead of a dog help dog situation, like the real humans that we are, the real humane people that we are. When they say Ghanaian hospitality, it is because of something.
It is still there, though.
It's still there. That's the magic thing. We haven't lost anything, but we are losing more and more of it. But the real apport is still there, But we have to start demanding, demanding of our leaders that, this is what you're supposed to be doing. What the hell are you sitting there wearing all this gold and stuff, and all you're doing is ceremony? Is there a whole life about ceremony? Eh? Is it all a joke or pretend play? No, there has to be an enforcement. There has to be, look, our chiefs have to stand up and demand of government that, no, this is not right. This is not acceptable. They take lands and they start sharing among themselves. Why? Ostensibly for national use. Mm-hmm. And then they start sharing it behind back doors. And the chiefs have very little to say. If they go and sell some, say, hey, they're selling land. But the land that they're taking for free, all over, the guys have suffered most for this. And I suggest that they should focus more on that than over here.
Mm-hmm. Focus on the land.
Yeah, focus on real property, real value for their people, and make sure it goes to the people. They're supposed to be building a fishing harbor, and it's a magnificent thing, except that it will end up with the big guys, and the real fishermen will only become serfs. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we denigrate our real people? Mm-hmm. Because we think we are all fair, we are of the world, we can rub shoulders with the white people.
Behind the wall. It's the wall, because the wall separates.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wall separates.
Yeah.
Let's talk about traditional leadership and governance. So you are a traditional leader as well.
Yeah.
Safohin.
Yeah.
Of Gomwa Asin Mampong.
That's right.
What would be the approximation of Asafohin in English? What would that mean?
It's Minister of Defense.
100%.
And Security.
Okay. When did you know you were going to be made Asafohin?
I knew that my family was entitled, to be, as part of the chieftaincy, mm-hmm. And actually my grandfather, on my mother's side, who happened to be a Christian, a big-time Christian, he was going to be the chief. But when they started and they took him through the rituals, he thought that the devil was playing with him, and he ran away and went to settle in Sekende because his Christian values would not allow him to do the things that he's supposed to do.
What were those things? What were the rituals?
Well, sometimes they catch you and they go and bath you in some leaves and, all kinds of things. They make you cantam, swear on certain things, which, are not based on the Bible, See, all these things, they're very important. People swear on the Bible, but their heart is not in it. That's why they swear an oath and it doesn't matter. They go right ahead and do all that they're not supposed to do. But if people were to swear on, like, Antoine and Nogupo.
What is the Cape Coast?
Etwe.
Oh, the one you sang about.
It's one of them. There are many of them. I told you 99 of them. You see what I mean? So when people now come and curse you mm-hmm. with a native thing, people get scared.
They do.
They take it seriously.
They do.
But if you go and say, God will punish you, say, hey, I've eaten the money. It's God give me the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's serious. Look, when these people first went to the Santiago's palace, the first white man, they written a book called The Road to Asante.
Mm-hmm.
When he got invited to the palace, he saw ingots of gold lying all over the place. And he said, hey, it's gold. And you're leaving it there like that. He said, nobody will touch it.
No.
Nobody will dare touch it. You know? But now, go and try it and see. They will wipe out the whole community for that. You know?
Yeah.
Even our own people. So that we are.
How long have you been after for him?
Ooh. I've been suffering him for about 12 years.
Okay. So, what are your duties? I mean, you told me Minister for Defense and Security, but
Yeah.
what do you do in the community?
Well, you see, that's the whole thing. Right now, we only talk matters of state, you know, and they seek your advice here and there, you know, and tell you what is going amiss. But there's no active, you know, engagement with the community.
So you think it should go beyond ceremony and actually be
Of course,
governance?
that is what they are legitimate for. What else are they doing? They're just being ceremonial. But they educate cases in the community when there's a problem. They are the ones who are there. Government is not there. Government is only there when there's money.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So let's be real. You know, we're just joking with it.
Does it bring you fulfillment, this role that you have? This traditional.
Very much so. At least I feel a part of something that is real and alive, you know, and could be potentially the biggest thing that we, you know, in our lives. But we're sitting down and letting, you know, thieves and brigands get away with it. I'm telling you.
Have you felt any conflict between your Western education and the traditional role that you play?
Never. Never. I don't see what the conflict is. It's only in people's minds. You know, there's only one God. And everybody agrees to that. But which one is the God? They can't
That's the
agree.
issue.
They can't agree. I mean, it's when you really think about it, all that we need to do is to love each other and be kind and nice. That's all. It's not a very hard ask, but some people want it all, and they don't mind killing you for it. They don't mind depriving you for it. And we should not allow these things to happen. You know what I mean? We should not. Our people are being deprived left, right, center. You know?
What's your response to someone who will say a Christian cannot also be a traditional leader? They are serving two different gods.
Well, a Christian, what's a Christian? It's how you define it in your own mind. A Christian, in the sense that you are follower of Christ, and what did he admonish us to do? It's the things we do for the little children. We do love each other as I've loved you. What else? What do we do that they don't do? Tell me. We worship our ancestors, we worship dead people. They do that. Christians do. Right? They worship saints. They do all kinds of things. You know? They drink the blood of Jesus every day at Mass, ostensibly.
What do the traditionalists drink?
At least they drink appetition. They don't drink blood.
So for you, no conflict?
No. There's no conflict. If you're a real human being and you know who you are and you know what your life is about. There's no conflict.
What can chiefs teach Parliament?
First of all, they can teach them humility in service and show them who is the boss. The boss is the one who votes for you, not the one who gets voted for. They are the servant. And yet they pay themselves so much, their communities do not get that. You understand? They don't live in the communities, they don't know the issues in the communities. They don't know what goes on in the communities. All they do is that they splash around some money and, bribe a few people, and that's it. But the community is alive. Okay? And it needs to be catered for and directed properly. Okay, but you've taken the power from the community, so what do you expect them to do? They have no power to enforce. They have no power to enforce. The police should have an element. Even in America, communities have their own police that control. You see what I mean? Yeah. So they should have the power to enforce their rules. But they've been completely debased. And what do you expect from them? But the people can make sure that, together with the chiefs, can make sure that they rise again. Because the communities are just there waiting for government. Mm-hmm. Every year they say, "Oh, government, please
come and help.
Come and do this, come and do this." And that's the least of their interest. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're not interested. But they should organize themselves and do projects to uplift their people. Because Aban is an alien. It's an alien bastard that is eating up everything. And you still ask them to come and do things for you. They are trying to take what you have.
You wrote about colonialism and how it really never left, but it kind of just, decolonization was just maybe the empire of broken promises, and instead of gunboats, we are now talking contracts. Instead of, the accent has changed. It's no longer a British accent, it's now a Ghanaian accent, but it's still colonialism.
Yeah.
And then the whole language around development, which just masks exploitation.
Exactly.
We're not in your mind, we're not independent yet.
We're not at all. How can you say we're independent? You came, you met, struggled, fought with, and overpowered and signed treaties with our chiefs, right? They are our leaders. Now you say that, okay, I'm going back home. I'm giving you your independence. And then you put a constitution there that exactly mirrors the colonial constitution. And we have been running it ever since. And you say we are independent. How are we independent?
Is it your view that empire has just rebranded?
Of course. Of course, they've totally outsmarted us. Totally, because they train their own people to be like them. Because they are the only people who can run the constitution the way they've written it. And the constitution has nothing to do with our well-being. It is a safeguard to make sure that they continue to exploit us, and our whole psyche to be belittled, so that we do whatever they say. We can't stand up for ourselves.
You paint a picture of the impotent African, or modern Western educated African.
Yes.
Who can't do anything. It's just standing there.
Yes, they don't believe in themselves. They don't know themselves. They think that they have to be like somebody to be somebody. So how else can I describe such a person? Kafui, how? You see even the way. I give you an example of the courts,
The wings.
and they're going through all this. Yes, man, my lord, and all that, and they're going through processes that the audience do not even understand and appreciate. You know, and don't even be allowed to speak without somebody speaking for them in a coded language. How? How is that independence? It is very dependent.
So 6 March, and what does it mean to you when it comes around every year?
Recycle fast, you know. I mean, who are we deceiving? For goodness sake.
Next year is Ghana's 70th.
Yes, and you know we create a program to examine the Ghanaian conscience, for us to know the facts and to deal with it. You know, but we're facing a few difficulties. But you know, we have to bring things to the fore for our people to debate and discuss.
Is it a spiritual problem?
It's not a spiritual problem. It's an intelligence problem. It's an intelligence problem. You know,
Africans and Ghanaians are not intelligent?
No. You see, the Ghanaians that they educated, they trained, they psyched them out of. You see what I mean? And they look like they are the intelligent people. They seem to think that they know everything.
Well, they are called the intelligentsia.
Yes. But look, I've met traditional people who ooze of wisdom in everything they say and do. You understand? They already know what is the right thing, what is not the right thing. Okay, but we've thrown all this away.
Would you say they are operating in spirituality instead of religion, the traditionals?
The traditionals, of course, they you know, those who believe, they work in spirituality. Spirituality is all around us. Everything is spirit. You know, you are spirit in form, the body. It's condensed energy. That's all it is. Okay? And spirit can change form. It can induce and, you know, de-induce, you know. So it's a lot depends, and spirit is controlled by the mind, consciousness. Okay? And directs it to shape itself, whatever. That's what creativity is all about. Even Jesus said so, you know. It is done unto you as you what? Believe. So that is what it's all about. It's not about telling somebody, being how fantastic they are. You think an intelligent God is seeking dummies to come and pray and say, you greatest creator of all. Well, that's nonsense. They don't need your praise. They need you to understand why you're here. You know, we do a lot of these things and it doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't mean nothing. Because you can't love your neighbor as yourself. You can't stand others doing to you what you do to them. You know, it is basic common sense, if you ask me. We deceive ourselves, you know, and we try to act like God is directing things, you know, but God gave you the free will, but He gave you the sense to discern what is good and what is not good. If you follow that and follow your tongue or your pocket, you get it wrong.
What can traditional rituals teach that education can't, Western education cannot?
Traditional rituals teach us a very important thing, and that is that your core belief is what shapes events and things around you. Okay? If you believe strongly, without doubt, that doing wrong will harm you, it will make you do right. You see, this no-go thing, after all the nonsense, and people say all kinds of stupid things, including a lot of big priests and all that, it turned out that They were rather about the truth, not about magic. You see what I mean? And they had a system which more or less spiritually made people adhere to the truth instead of lying through their mouth. Whatever they've developed, I don't know. But it is not a hocus pocus nonsense.
It's a system for searching the truth.
Yes.
Is this where the whole concept of Nokwari comes from?
Yes. Yes, very much so. And Nokwari is one of the greatest tenets of spirituality. If you may not know it, you think that spirituality is some baby but it is the basis of everything, of God Himself or herself, And we were just making a whole. These people use religion to enslave us, to tell us all kinds of things, to tell us to obey our masters, and all kinds of stupidity. And yet we say that it is the word of God. God has His chosen people. So what the hell are we? We are just remnants.
If somebody asked you, what religion do you practice, is that a silly question?
Maybe not inadvertently. It's a silly question because you don't practice religion. You live spirituality. That means in the inner sanctum of yourself, you know that you are spirit, and that spirit is God.
So if you have to fill a form at the airport or wherever, and it says religion, and it puts a box there, what do you fill there?
Spirituality.
You've done that recently?
I don't. Nobody asked you that question.
No, but you have boxes where you fill forms and they ask you for religion. Passports and things in Ghana, they do it.
Do they?
Yes, they ask for religion.
Oh, they've never asked me.
Yeah, they ask for it.
Well,
now we know what you're going to put there anyway.
Yeah. Well, at least what I want to put there.
Quickly before I go, are you scared of AI?
No. AI can never replace pure intelligence, real intelligence. It's just a duplication. It's just an efficient way of using it, And it's a labor-saving device, But in the final analysis, when you go on the phone, ring a company, and they start giving you, you have to choose one.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
And the choices they give you doesn't even satisfy where you call.
No.
And you can't do anything about it. Is that intelligence? It's not intelligence.
I did that once. I had to call the person physically come and fix the problem because that press 1, press 2 thing was not working.
No, it doesn't satisfy. It's just a money-saving thing that they use, and it annoys the hell out of clients.
If AI creates a high life song, will it have soul?
That's a rhetorical question you asked me, but AI can only simulate and copy. It cannot create. When it says it's creating, it's collating pieces of copied stuff and putting it together. Okay? AI, that's what they call it, artificial intelligence. They don't call it intelligence.
No.
Yeah. AI can never replace the human intelligence. But the human intelligence itself is so rare these days.
It is?
Oh, look at what's happening in the world. Can you believe it? That, they just go and drop bombs on people, because of material. They look at the number of people they've been killing, in the Middle East, everywhere. Look at what they're doing in Venezuela. Does not make any sense. Are these intelligent people? Or they're just greedy bastards? Can you swear on your heart and say that these people are intelligent? At the pain of death, God says that tell the truth, otherwise I'll kill you. It's what they are doing intelligent. Can you touch your heart and say yes. If you look at the world today, can you surmise that there's intelligence in their actions?
Things don't make sense.
Kafui, did it make sense to you?
No.
So why can't you just say it out loud and clear? The more we talk about things, the more we make, people see how ridiculous it is. Because people assume that it's done because it is the right thing. A lot of people are conformists. They're not thinking, they're not analyzing.
So more analysis needed.
Of course,
100%.
you have
More
to
thinking.
question everything.
More thinking.
You have to question everything. Even God, you have to question God. Because the way they conceptualize God, the way they tell you about Adam and Eve, the way they denigrate women.
You don't buy that story.
Do you buy it? So where did the future generation come from? They had 2 sons.
One killed
Were
the
they-
other.
were-
One killed the other.
You are making it worse for them. Were they just incestuous? They all had children with Eve or what? How did the population?
Multiply.
Yeah, exactly. How did it come about? Does the Bible explain that for you?
A lot of people are thinking right now. They're not the way you've broken it down.
No, it doesn't make sense. And yet we pretend that, oh, God is so powerful. If you challenge him, he will destroy you. So you go to hell. God has put you in this place, and instead of doing it well, you are waiting to go to heaven before you live your life. It doesn't make sense.
Briefly before we go, without the public persona, without the applause when you play at a show, who is Ben Brako?
Oh my God. I think you're talking about me. No, well, I just try to be an honest and truthful person. I want to be real, I mean, you ask me to pretend, to act as if everything is equal. I can't do it, I will not fight you necessarily and cause havoc, but I will not make it comfortable for you. I'll not make it easy for you.
Gentle rebel.
Thank you.
Is there anything the public misunderstands about you?
I don't know. They haven't told me what they think.
There was a time you used to have like a feather in your earring, and it used to fluster a lot of people. I don't know why. I mean, did you get that feeling as well? Because a lot of people couldn't understand you.
Yeah, a lot of people question it, and some people love it. And so some people, when they see me without a feather, they get upset. Oh, where's the feather? As if that's what defines me. I do it because sometimes I feel like it, and I think it marks me out to be independent-minded.
When did you start wearing the earring?
Oh, the earring, I've worn it for quite some time. But the feather, which has become like an identifying marker about me, I just, one day, just created it and started wearing it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you wear the earring when you are sitting in status as a Fohin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do your people say?
I mean, I have pictures where I'm in state and I'm wearing the earring. And people say, how can the chief wear earring?
Your people or outside?
No, outsiders.
What do you regret about your life?
Regret.
Yeah.
Well, I regret that I didn't insist on the things I knew were right, and I was being cajoled. It's like somebody is stealing your things. And, can't say, Ario. No, I regret that I let things slide that I shouldn't have. But, you live to learn.
That's it. What gives you peace these days?
It's just peace, actually.
Peace gives you peace. That's it.
It's just peace, just being able to be yourself, be able to relax and enjoy your life. You know, and it's not like enjoy your life is not all about drinking and material. You know, even the thoughts you have can make you enjoy your life so much.
That's it.
Yeah.
What still makes you feel young?
Me.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 74, right?
Yes, you are.
I don't believe it.
You don't, eh?
No. That's I know 74-year-olds. It's not me.
Yeah, you don't look it.
No. It's not. I don't care whether I look it or not. I don't feel it.
That's the more important thing.
I don't feel it. And I don't know what a 74-year-old is supposed to feel.
Exactly.
But whatever it is, it's not what I'm feeling.
Quick either or questions. You have to choose a preference. Cape Coast or Accra?
These are not choices.
Both?
They're all good.
They're all good. Ogasco or Legon?
They had their high points. You know, I mean, I don't make choices like that.
You don't?
Yeah, I'm happy wherever I am.
Palm wine or red wine?
Palm wine.
Live band or studio recording?
Both.
Vinyl or streaming?
Are there alternatives?
Well, I have to. Are you asking the examiner the questions? I'm the one asking the questions.
Yeah, but the examiner is not asking the right question. This is what I mean, though.
You're examining the examiner now.
Yeah.
You can say yes, both, not neither, whatever. I asked whatever I want, and you answer the way you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I answered by asking a question.
We're good. High life for Afro beat without the SO beat. Fellas type.
I don't know. It's all African. It's all good.
It's all good. Baya or Mekome Chrome?
You're talking about the chicken and the egg now.
Remember, I asked the question the way I want to. So you.
Yeah, and I answered them the way I want.
That's it.
Yeah.
Guitar solo or horn section?
Oh, God. They are different. They're all beautiful, you know, if done properly. You know, you don't choose.
The questions are supposed to make you uncomfortable, to make you think.
Yeah, and I'm giving you the pearls of wisdom. You know,
I feel wiser already just listening to you. This one day I know what the answer is, so I won't even ask the question.
Okay.
Yes. You're not curious?
Well, if you say you don't want to ask the question,
TikTok hit or timeless classic?
TikTok.
Do you know what TikTok is?
Yeah, I know TikTok.
Yeah.
You know.
You can have a hit on TikTok,
Yeah.
or you can have a timeless classic. Would you choose? Which one would you choose?
Can't you have both?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Answer the way you want.
Both.
One more album or one more lecture tour talking about what we talked about?
Both. They're not mutually exclusive. I want to do both.
Yes.
And I'm serious.
Yeah.
I want to do a new album.
Yeah.
I'm
nice.
working on it.
You are working on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to talk about this.
Yes.
I want to stir debate. I want us to think about it. You know, let's see if something we could do better.
Yeah.
Why are we not doing it? Don't we owe it to
course.
our unborn, for whom we are, you know, taking
care of this earth.
yes,
for.
yes.
Okay.
You know, we're taking care. It's for them.
It's for them. When is the new album coming out?
I haven't said that.
But you're in the studio? Or you're writing?
I'm writing. I'm doing some amount of studio stuff because you have to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
sometimes, and you know, make your choices.
Will it be high life still?
Of course, always.
All right. Okay. What sentence should history write under your name?
I'll leave that to history. It would be very arrogant of me to write my own epitaph.
There was a time I thought I was going to die, and I was telling people that, listen, if I die, play this song for me. I didn't die, I'm still here.
Gee.
If you could choose, what song would you want played when they're seeing you off, when you're joining your ancestors?
I couldn't give a damn. Look, there's a guy. there's a guy
Yeah.
who wrote on his gravestone,
Yes.
He's called John Smith.
John Smith.
He says, "Here lie I, John Smith." He says, "Lord God, have mercy on my soul, as I would, were I Lord God and you were John Smith."
John Smith, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
What must Ghana never forget?
Ghana must never forget where they come from, who they are. Never, never, and never forget the pride that comes with it, Yeah.
Finally.
Is this your finally?
Finally.
Okay.
So you've lived through a lot: music, business, governance, migration, culture. Who is that one Ghanaian? It could be a musician, it could be an elder, it could be a chief, it could be whoever, scholar, statesman. Who is that one Ghanaian that you'd like to see sit in this chair for me to have a chat with in future? Would you recommend? Whose story needs to be told?
Wow, that's a tough one. There's so many contenders.
Yes, you don't have to give me one. You can give me as many as you want.
Well, I think you should search this guy.
Okay.
What's
his full name?
Emmanuel Creppy.
Okay.
He's a very young man,
Okay.
but he has characteristics and assets which I think are very enviable.
Emmanuel Creppy.
Yeah. I suggest you. Have you spoken with Anis Hafa?
Yes, I have.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Asario Poku.
Not yet.
He'll be coming back to Ghana just after June 11th. I suggest you talk to him.
Okay.
Brilliant guy. Even the books he's written about traditional spirituality will amaze you, And we don't look at all these things. We don't know half the knowledge base that is there beckoning us. And yet we are making judgments and pronouncements, I think Kwame, is it Kwame Kakari, professor?
The communications professor.
Yeah,
Yes, that's a good pick.
yeah. There are many others.
You're helping us with our production, which is really good pick.
But Emmanuel will bring you my bill.
Like, once a consultant, always a consultant.
You see that?
Thank you. Your message to people who are listening as your parting shot.
Well, I'm here being myself, being candid, I know I don't have all the answers, but all I ask is that we should be true to ourselves and we should question everything from the people who brought you here and see why you're not being like them, question everything, that's all I have to say.
In my language, I'll say akpe. In your
That's
language,
it.
Asidaniho. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. Happy birthday once again.
Thank you.
Yes, enjoy the 74th year and plus 1 day and counting.
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, as always, for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed to this podcast, please do so now and hit the bell so that when new interviews pop up, you'll get the alert. And if you're a business and you've decided to sponsor or partner us, please call this number +233 243 024 552 and let's talk. My name is Kafui Dey. God bless.
Amen. Thank you so much.
much. Grazie.
That's it. Akpe.
Akpemelio. Akpemelio. You know what akpe means, right? Literally.
Yeah.
Thousand.
No.
It's 1,000.
Huh?
It's thank you, but literally, it's also another word for 1,000. The number.
Okay.
The whole idea is that akpe now, whatever you did for me, get it
Akpenam
back.
is allowed.
Get it back 1,000 times.
Akpenam.
Akpenami, thanks to you all. Akpenawo, to you, one person. Yeah. So
It's one language I'm very curious about
yeah.
because it's not easily comprehend it.
Because of the tones.
Yeah. But I think that when you get into it, the sense of things
Yeah.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the tones. Tones are, one word can mean so many things depending on how you say it.
Yeah.
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 Akpe.
Yeah. We have so much.
Yeah.
You know, and
Definitely.
we don't see it.
Yeah.